The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 479, being recorded on March the 10th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks Out. Today I'm joined by my co-host from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny and Mayo is back. Welcome back, Henley. Welcome.
Hey, good to be back. Good to be back, guys. How's it going, guys?
It's going. And from Little Ohio, the Mayo, Steve Willier is back. Welcome back, Steve. Welcome.
Hey, happy late Mario Day, right?
Yeah, it is. It is Mario Day today.
It is.
Is it?
They got Switch sales today, 30% off.
It's Mario Day, Gunny, March 10th.
I thought it was Luigi Day, but that was the article I was reading. Never mind. Happy Mario Day.
Luigi Day.
You can follow us on the X at _horrible gamers. Leave us a review on iTunes or Spotify. Find us on Spotify and share us with your friends and family. That is greatly appreciated. And you can join our communities. Horrible Gamers Podcast community is on Facebook. We also have a Discord. Discord link is in the show notes. And a big shout out to Phantom Mick for the intro music to the show and Broke for Free for the outro music to the podcast. And yeah, you can also find us on YouTube now. All of our shows have been uploaded there. There is some duplicates. I'm trying to work on that. It takes forever to go through that whole list of shows, and it's like 400. It's like 500 episodes, dude. Like I'm trying to go through all of them and like delete the duplicates, and it's like impossible to go through all of it because it takes forever, Gunny.
What is that, like through the cloud or something? It's like kind of adding to it?
No, if you have like a dashboard for like, if you're a YouTuber, you have a dashboard for your channel, and then like it shows you everything, analytics and all that shit, and then it shows you like all your shows, everything you posted, so any video you posted, and our show, some of them are duplicated because our host Podbean used to post our shows on there, and then it stopped, and then I enabled it to do it again, but now it uploaded everything again that we have from the beginning, and so like some of it got duplicated, and I'm trying to go through it and like fucking delete the duplicates, but it's like really hard. And then we got copyright strikes on some of them for some, I don't know, for like some audio that play. One of them said we played that pineapple pen. Remember, like, this is a pen, this is an apple pen.
Oh gosh, I don't remember that.
I don't remember doing that. But it said that we did that, and that got copyright strike, and like the video got taken down. It's like, okay. I was like, I'm not gonna fight that because I don't remember doing it, but we could have done it. I mean, it's been 10 fucking years doing this shit. I don't know,
that was
man.
forever ago.
You don't remember every exact detail of every episode?
Yeah, I don't remember every exact detail of what was said or done in every fucking episode. So, yeah, it's really impossible to figure that out. So a lot of them some of them are getting copyright strikes. Some of them are still good. Some of them are like, this is copyright stuff, but the people who have the copyright allow people to put this stuff on YouTube, so you're fine. And I'm like, okay. I think that's our outro music or something. They're like, this is copyright, like somebody owns this, but they're cool with you using it on your platform. And I'm like, okay.
Somebody could have bought it, and then there's always an expiration date on the music, right? When it's not. Yeah.
I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't know. I'm sure we'll get copyright strikes for some other shit.
Don't sing.
But
don't
whatever.
Sing, Mayo. Do not sing.
Yeah, do
Taylor
not
Swift
sing,
songs,
Mayo.
please.
Yeah,
Right?
no
Yeah, we don't want that.
Stop the Taylor Swift music, Mayo. Okay. Turn it off.
I'll edit it out. Fine.
Your mic is picking it up in the background. Okay.
I see your poster.
we don't listen to that Taylor Swift type stuff here in Ohio. We listen to like the Corn song and stuff like that over here.
All right.
It's
well,
corn,
gentlemen.
remember?
Corn whiskey.
I remember that song. Yeah, it's cool. All right. I guess we're going to talk about stuff we've been doing, stuff we've been playing. I've been actually recently this week. I've kind of, Brink recently got a PS5 Pro, and because he was trying to get a new GPU, but instead he just went with the PS5 Pro because it's cheaper to get, way easier to get than a GPU at this point. And so he got a PS5 Pro, and he's been playing The Last of Us, and he was telling me how great the first game is. And I was like, man, that game is great. So I kind of booted it up, but I didn't play it. And then I went and I bought the remastered PS5 edition on PS5. And I only bought it because it was $10 because I already owned The Last of Us 2 on my PlayStation, right, for the PS4. And I guess the PS5 upgrade was like only $10, so I just bought it.
Is
But I
this the
still
second
haven't.
one? Right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
original
but
or no?
I still haven't played it. No, it's for the second one. The
Yeah. So
original
this is the
doesn't
one I
have.
bought and played
Yeah.
through.
So I might run through the second game again here in a bit, just before season 2 of The Last of Us comes out on HBO, just to get like a refresher on what happened. You know what I mean?
That's what,
'Cause
like April 13th?
yeah, it's April 13th.
Coming quick.
So on top of that, I started showing the show to my girlfriend. I was like, "Hey, like check this shit out, like let's watch this." And she started to get into it. She's like, "This is actually really good." Like she's like this is a really good story. I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "This is a video game?" I'm like, "Yeah, the story is from a video game." And she's like, "What the hell?" She's like, "This is really good." like she's all
Yeah,
confused.
video
Like
games are
how
good. Okay.
yeah, that's what I told her. I'm like, some
Here's-
games
Here's what's
have
going to
really
happen,
good
Jesus.
stories.
You're going to get her all into it, right? And then you're going to tell her about the second game, if you're going to be playing it or something like that. And she's going to want to watch. And then she's going to tell you can't play unless she's watching. And then you got
Yeah,
to sit and wait for her.
yeah, it's gonna suck.
I did this before with one of my girlfriends. She got all into it. And then I started playing the second game. And she's like, oh, I have to watch and see what happens. And then that's the only time I was allowed to play. She was like, I want to see what happens. If I play without her, she'd get mad because she missed some of the story, you know?
Yeah.
And so then I always had
So
to wait.
I think the last episode we watched was the one with Bill and Frank, and rewatching that episode, man, like that story, like it's all well, everything is so well told in that show. Like they go into depth into like a lot of stuff, and you start paying attention to like the little details, and you're like, damn, like this is really well done. So even Brink, he said that he's rewatching the show also before the second season comes out, and he's like, "Fuck, dude!" He's like, "I just replayed the first game, and that whole like Bill and Frank story. He's like, that's so fucking good because in the game they kind of just make Bill and Frank kind of seem like some preppers that were like sketchy in the woods and like living in like some fucking hideout and like just being like some weird redneck preppers, like, but when you watch the show, you're like, oh fuck, like these guys were a couple. They like all this shit was going on. This is what happened, like, and you're like, what the fuck? Like he's like, it's so much more in depth and like it's kind of crazy. But they do a really good job in the show, like telling that story. So I'm enjoying rewatching the show. Actually, having watched it when it came out a couple years ago, and rewatching it now, it's actually a really good watch. And I recommend people that haven't watched it to watch it. And if you're waiting for season 2, maybe just rewatch it. It's only 8 episodes. It's not that long. I mean, they're kind of an hour long each, but you could do it like in a week or two. Like just take one episode a day or whatever. Like it's really well done. So I've been
Just
doing
binge
that.
watch it. Or Bill and Fred, or is it Bill and Fred?
Frank.
I think it's
Frank.
Frank.
Frank, right?
Bill
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Frank,
Oh, that was
Frank,
such a good
yeah.
episode. I was not expecting that. Like it was.
Nobody
really
was, and some people were kind of mad. Like, oh, this is some woke shit. Like, oh, this is gay people, and you're like, oh, but like, if you just pay attention to the story, it like makes sense, dude. Like all this shit, like, it's really well told. So
It is.
Yeah, and I remember in the game too, because I played the game way after you guys, and you were finding finding like the letters to
Mhm.
Frank, I think it was maybe from
Yeah.
Bill, and that's
Yeah.
when you found the truck and you leave one area, but like you're only seeing the letters, you didn't like see any of the people or anything like that, you just seen what happened before you were there. So it was neat in
Yeah.
the series, like how they put it together.
I mean,
and they show that Joel is her friend and shit.
I mean, you could people can say it's woke, but it's like it's love, fucking guns and death. How about that? That's another way to look at it. Yeah.
Hey man, people that love guns could be gay too. That's
you're right.
thing,
Go watch that show. You'll find out. Yeah.
Like it could happen, Winnie. All right. It's just come on, guys. It happens all the time.
I'm just really curious on the next season how far they'll go. I'm guessing to like the halfway point of the second game for the second season.
Honestly, I'm afraid of the
second.
No, I think this show's going to go longer than 2 seasons. I think it's going to go like 5 seasons because they already said that they're deviating from the story of the game for the second season.
Hmm.
So I'm assuming they're still probably going to kill off, who,
Mm-hmm.
and have that happen. But I'm assuming the whole rest of the game where You know how it ends in the conclusion with Abby and Ellie and that whole
Ellie.
conclusion. I think it's gonna be way different at the end. Like I think in the end it's gonna be like just gonna be like seasons upon seasons. Because I think they realize how popular the show is, and I think HBO wants to stretch it out and like make more money off of it. You know what I mean? So they're like, no, how about let's not end it in 3 seasons? How about let's go to like 5 seasons? How about let's do that, guys?
Yeah. Also, Neil I call him Drunk Man. Neil Drunk Man. He hasn't. I mean, they keep pressuring him. All these gaming news media outlets, but he hasn't either confirmed or denied it. So it just kind of tells me, like, yeah, maybe it's not being worked on at the moment, but I think we can safely say it's going to happen. There will be a 3. I think so. But who knows when that'll be? A couple years, maybe.
Oh, there's gonna be another Last of Us game for sure. And then in the Last of Us, like I said, the next game, it doesn't even have to be about Ellie or Abby. It could be a whole new group of people. You know what I mean? They could do a whole story about like a different group of people. You know, they could literally do a whole series of games on Abby and her friends. You know what I mean? They could start from the beginning of like how Abby was a kid and her dad's a doctor, and when the outbreak happened and they got joined to the Fireflies instead of going into a Fedra camp. They joined the Fireflies and they're fucking doing all this shit for them, you know? And like they could do a whole series of games just based on that with Abby and her friends and what they're doing on their side of the fucking, country or whatever, and the shit going down there. Or they could just go completely off the rails and make a fucking like a military game. Like say like, oh, this is The Last of Us. Like this is what the military was doing when the outbreak was happening.
There you go.
And they could,
the other one.
And they could make you a fucking soldier in like in the Marines or some shit. And you're hearing about this outbreak and this crazy shit, and you're trying to contain zones and all. They could do all kinds of games.
You got to shoot a little girl in the beginning, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got to shoot a girl and her dad in the beginning, and then you get shot.
Right, and then you move on to somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't I hear or read a long time ago? Maybe they're talking about maybe going toward was it that tribe people that help you? No, they're not the Fireflies.
The other ones.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's the kid and that lady.
Where they first started the first episode? Yeah.
Yeah.
This was in the second game. It was like halfway through. They start helping you.
Yeah.
And I heard it like you go to like an island with them or something like that, and it was going to be like a spin-off on that or something like that. Even I don't even know.
So, like I said, they could do a lot of different shit with The Last of Us. They don't have to stick to Ellie and Abby.
You know what's got me thinking now, Jesus? This because it's on the mind right now. Because I got watching that trailer. Can you imagine a Death Stranding series?
Yes,
I could.
I could. Could I imagine it being really good? Yes. Could I imagine it costing an insane amount of money because Hideo Kojima wants it a certain way? Yes.
Yeah.
And I think the only ones that are willing to do that, it's like a big company like HBO or Amazon Prime. They would be willing to like spend all that money. If Hideo Kojima went to all the streaming places, he went to Netflix, he went to HBO, he went to fucking Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and said, hey, motherfuckers, I want to make a show about my game. And they're like, what game? Metal Gear Solid? And he's like, no, the other game that's going to connect to Metal Gear Solid, Death Stranding. And they're like, okay, tell us a story. And he's like, all right, you got these connections and this baby in a pod, and you're delivering shit, and you're making connections, and you're building roads and zip lines, and you're trying to get across the country.
Baby zip lines and roads. There you go.
And they're like, what the fuck? And he's like, look, there's guns and explosions, and the bodies, when they die, they turn into nukes and make a big crater and blow up. He's like, I just need unlimited budget to make this.
And we could just bring in
right now.
Bring in Norman Reedus, just be like a natural.
And I need, like I said, I need unlimited budget so I can bring all these actors that are in my game to be an actual series of a show. Because
maybe they would do it though. Like
they would. You telling me Norman Reedus wouldn't fucking do it? Hell yeah, he would. He'd be all into that shit, dude. He makes so much money off that. He gets so popular. He's already popular because of The Walking Dead. Imagine how much more popular he'd be if they made a Death Stranding series. Holy shit. That guy would be all over the place. He'd be in movies and shit. But I want a Death Stranding show, not a movie. A movie
That's
would
what I
just
mean,
be
like a
too
series,
long.
like we did The Last of Us, is what I'm thinking.
The problem is too many big actors, and I think they would rather make a movie than a show because a movie will take less time up, it ties them
Yeah.
up less.
Yeah.
And with so many big actors being a part of it, they're gonna be like, no, we don't want to do it. We don't want to do a series. It takes too long. Let's just do it like a movie. And that movie would probably be like fucking 4 hours long. Knowing Hideo Kojima,
What the
He would
last
make-
hour would be
Right.
cutscenes.
he
Yeah.
he would
We
make
can't
like a
cut any
fucking.
of it out. We can't cut any
Yeah.
out.
We're making
Yeah.
a 6-hour director's cut fucking movie, all right, guys? We're not cutting no scenes. 6 hours in a movie theater. We're gonna release it in 3 parts. What the fuck? And that'll be the first movie in 3 parts. And then we'll make another 3 parts for the second movie.
Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Fucking Steven Spielberg, or I mean, George Lucas. What's going on?
Yeah, that's
The
what he
next
would do.
Star Wars guy.
Listen, man, Hideo Kojima, he just gets really high on acid, I think, and just starts going crazy with his ideas and just starts jotting shit down or something. Like, he probably has his assistant sitting next to him. He's like, all right, bro, anything I say for the next 5 hours while I'm high as fuck in my floating pod thing that I'm in, I need you to just record everything and take notes of what I say. And we're going to put that in the game, okay? And his assistant is like, okay, boss. Yes, sir. He's just fucking high as fuck, speaking in Japanese, high as hell. And his assistant is just fucking taking notes down profusely, just like taking notes down and recording everything. Like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. And he's like, I got a baby and a pod and a zip line and a road and a car and a motorcycle and a gun. And the guy has a thing on his back and the backpack and the metal legs. And fuck, I need Norman Reedus. I need him as the main guy. Fuck, we need more actors. Fuck, we got a soldier that comes from the past into the world to kill you because he wants the baby. What's his connection to the baby? We don't fucking know till the end of the game. Keep going. You're like, fuck, man. Like, the story is nuts, dude. I played the first fucking game, like, all the way through, dude. I did it. Like, I built every road you can build in that game. I literally went out of my way to build everything I could, Mayo. I had zip lines. I had roads. I could get across the entire map. That's how good I built everything. And
We had to go back, right, at the end of the game?
and then you get to the end of the game, you have to go back across everything you built, and it's cool because you don't just see the stuff you built, you also start seeing the stuff that other players built next to your stuff, and you're like, oh fuck, why didn't I think of this? Like, that's pretty cool. And then you see all the little likes and the little thumbs up and thank yous that people left on your stuff, and it's like I came back to the very first bridge that I built. And I just built like a basic bridge, right? Like a little basic little metal bridge. And like as time went on, as people kept using it and playing and my bridge popped up in their games, by the time I got back to that bridge at the beginning of the game, it was like fully upgraded, guys. It had like extra pillars and like fucking holograms coming off of it and like crazy ass shit all around it. Because people just kept upgrading it. They just like started upgrading my shit. And like it had like a big ass hologram of like Horizon Zero Dawn on it. It had like this big walker thing. I'm like, what the fuck? I went back there and they had all these holograms and shit all around it. I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool. But it's because people kept using that bridge and they had like 100,000 likes or something. And these people just started like up because you could upgrade things, like if you ran across some players like zipline. And
You'd
that
like
zip
it,
line
right?
was
Yeah.
but if it was a level 1 zip line and you had already unlocked a level 2 and a level 3, you can go ahead and use your resources to upgrade that zip line to that level. So you could be like, I want to use my resources to upgrade this zip line to a level 2 after I just want to do it right now. And they will let you do it. They will let you upgrade that zip line. So now that zip line's a level 2 for everyone. You know what I mean? Because you upgraded it for everybody. And that's kind of how the game worked. And that was so fucking cool going back and like just seeing some of your stuff that when you were in the beginning of the game that you were like a low level and you were building this basic shit like these roads and stuff. And then you go back to it and it's all upgraded now. Like it's all like fully upgraded level 3 shit. And you're like, oh, that's fucking awesome, dude. Like, hell yeah. That stuff was really cool. That game was fucking awesome, dude. And I I'm excited for Death Stranding 2. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I already made up my mind. I'm getting a PS5 Pro for that game. Like,
Yeah, definitely makes me want to get a PS5 for that game. It's not going to be. It's going to be exclusive, right, for an unknown amount of time, I assume.
I think so because
I don't think it's coming
PlayStation
to PC or definitely not Xbox
PlayStation.
for a
Well, I'm
while.
sure it'll be on PC like a year later, but PS5 I think has the marketing on it for a year maybe, and they have the marketing like all the ads say PlayStation on it or whatever.
Yeah, just like the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah. That trailer, I did watch that this morning. I was like, whoa, what the hell? That looks so awesome.
It's like, and the crazy
It's a
thing is like
long trailer.
10, it's like an 11-minute trailer, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Was Troy Baker, was he in the first one? Like, he looks like the
Yeah.
Joker in this one.
Yeah, he was in the first one. He was like with the main bad guy, and you fought him in the first one, and he comes back in this one like as an upgraded evil guy. He's like the same guy but upgraded because he's like, I'm back, motherfucker.
Extra evil this time, huh?
I'm back, Norman. I'm fucking you up and BB up. Yeah. You know what's crazy? The baby is out of the pod in this one, Mayo. He's on like a baby carrier. He's on a fucking baby carrier on your chest. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
You got to carry an actual baby around in the game now? On top of delivering shit?
Who was the girl in the trailer?
We joked about this in the first one, but now...
to teleport with him, the baby, and she couldn't. Who was that?
I forgot her name.
I have to watch the trailer again. I forget.
Yeah, she was trying to teleport out, and she couldn't take the baby with her. And then she teleported back in, and it showed her getting shot or something.
Well, it didn't show her getting shot, but
they just showed the gun pointing at her, and then
I want to know who the main guy is. I think the main guy who the guy that we see in the beginning talking about like, oh, you've been into our country, whatever, so many times illegally. I think he's the guy who's the soldier in the first game that's trying to kill you. Remember how in the first game you have these flashbacks to like World War I, World War II, Vietnam, and like you have these flashbacks and the soldiers running around trying to kill you, and then you find out who that soldier is. He was Mads Nicholson or whatever, or Mads Mikkelsen or whatever the fuck his name is, and then you find out it was him and that he was BB's dad. I think this is him again, but like in a younger version somehow. I think it is.
Time travel, my friend. Time travel.
Oh man, these okay. Nothing makes sense in this game. Listen, after that 11-minute trailer, did you get any concept of the story? All I got was some servers are walking on the ocean. The U.S. fell. It's now called the UCA. Something about connections, and we shouldn't have made the connections. All I know in the first game, I was making connections somehow. I was connecting shit. I don't know how. I was delivering shit and connecting shit. And I did the connections, and then the president died, and then I had to carry her body back to the other area. I don't remember. It was like a 50-minute cut. That game had like an hour cutscene at the end of the game. You got to the end of the game, you watched the cutscene for 30 minutes, and then you walked around for 5 minutes. You literally walked like 20 steps for like 5 minutes, like really slow, just to start another cutscene for another 30 minutes. You're like, what the fuck? You're like, what the fuck just happened? You're like, what? You thought the show was over, and you're like trying to process it all, and another cutscene started. You're like, what the fuck? Like another fucking 30-minute cutscene? And these cutscenes were well done, but like, I don't understand the story. Dude. I just liked it, dude. It was confusing as shit, but I fucking love the game. I like it so much. I want to replay it. I think I'm gonna play it on the PC.
There you go.
I wonder. I think it's also on Game Pass for you Xbox people.
It's on Game Pass PC as well. I wonder if the first game, like if your save data carries over to the second game or not. I don't think it will. Listen, man,
I think we'll find out more probably in the next month or two.
Listen, I think at the end of the day, Death Stranding is going to link up to Metal Gear Solid somehow.
Yeah, I got those vibes when they showed that little military thing, right? Like, I haven't seen any of the articles or any of that stuff, but I seen that and I'm like, Metal Gear? You know, like
we have an article we'll read later.
Yeah, that guy looked like a Metal Gear guy, didn't he? Like, he looked like Metal Gear Solid Snake, dude. Like,
yeah, that's all. Like, is that Solid Snake? What the heck?
And like, yeah, is that Snake? Who the fuck? I thought to myself, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what the fuck? Is Hideo Kojima's probably gonna get sued?
Yeah,
using
the
that.
first thing I was thinking, like, if he shows, puts him in the game.
But
Well, I don't think he has an eye patch. I think that was the difference.
oh, that was the difference. I guess anyone can wear a bandana, huh?
Yeah, of
But
course.
but in the game, he might lose his Gunny. In the game, you might shoot him in the eye,
Oh,
and then he has to wear an
Or, like,
eye
stab
what
him-
if he has an eye
stab him
patch
in
on
the
the
eye or
other
something.
eye, not the left eye?
The other eye. It's the other eye.
Right? But then we
It's
show him in the
awesome.
mirror, and then in the mirror
Yeah.
it shows it in the left eye.
Oh man, that'd be so awesome. Listen, bro, all I want to do is walk around with the toddler on my chest and delivering 5,000 boxes because I'm trying to carry its maximum weight while I'm climbing up a mountain, okay? That's all I want to do, all right? It sounds perfect to me. That game is like a game that you so fucking good. Just
I remember being blown away by the
packaging.
soundtrack. Like, the soundtrack was so good.
Yeah, that is
I
a
had to
good
download
soundtrack.
it.
Me too. I legit went to Spotify and downloaded the fucking soundtrack. I'm like, this soundtrack is too fucking good to not play outside of the game. Like, and the crazy part is that dude who did that soundtrack, he passed away, right? Like right after the game came out, kind of.
A
He
little,
passed away.
yeah. I want to say it was probably,
So,
yeah. I thought it was
but
like
it
a
was
year
really
later.
well. It was really well done. And then this one, the trailer had a pretty good soundtrack too. I forget what the band was that was playing the music, but it was a pretty good song. I was like, it fits the game, it fits the mood. I'm in, Mayo. I'm fucking. Listen, Mayo. You know what? How much is this collector's edition? How much is it? $200? I'm buying it. I don't give a fuck. I want to know. This is the first game. I want the second game.
Did they already announce the? Can you already? I wonder if you, Mayo, did you check? Can you wish list it already? Even on your pre-order on your PlayStation?
I did not try.
All right, listen, man. We'll talk about real quick about the collector's edition. You get Mayo. Listen, Mayo.
You get a bunker like last week?
You don't get a bunker, but you get, what do you get? Trying to see what you get.
You get a BB again?
I want a
It wasn't like
miniature
a-
Norman Reedus.
Didn't the first one give you like a BB baby?
Yes, I believe it did.
All right. This is set to retail for a
Yeah,
nice
I saw those on Twitter X.
$229.99. The Death Stranding 2 On the Beach Collector's Edition includes a Magellan Man statue, which is like 15 inches or something, or 16 inches, a Dahlman figure, art cards, and a letter from Hideo Kojima himself. It will also grant you access to a variety of digital content ranging from firearms to patches you can use in the game to make your deliveries a bit easier. And you also get a digital code for the game instead of a physical copy or a steelbook. So yeah, you get a full game digital download, a 3-inch Dahlman figure, collector's box, the statue, and a bunch of digital shit.
Nice.
And the letter from Hideo Kojima, Mayo. All right, the man himself is going to write you a letter. All right, that's so. How much am I going to be in on this game? $1,000
Yeah.
just to play one game. Oh fuck!
Right. Yeah. The PlayStation Plus. Yeah. The collector's edition.
Oh man, I really want this collector's edition though. I really like the first game, dude. I'm telling you guys, the first game was like amazing. I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard to explain. But it's like a fucking mind blowing, like it opened my mind up to like, holy shit, this is some next level genius fucking shit right here.
Like you were in Kojima's head, right?
Yeah, like I was
But you
exploring
couldn't understand
Kojima's
it.
brain.
Like you
Yeah.
knew what it was. You knew what
I
you're
know
doing.
what it
but-
was. I know what I'm doing. I know I really like it, but it's hard to explain to other people, bro. It's like doing really good drugs, okay? That's what it is. It's just
Yeah.
like doing some really good heroin or something.
It's hard to
Like, you
express
know
in
it's-
words.
You really like the feeling of it. You love doing it, but it's hard to explain to other people. Other people won't get it. They're like, why are you shooting heroin? Because it's awesome, man. It makes me feel good. And they're like, yeah, but you're killing yourself. It doesn't matter because it feels amazing. That's what this game is pretty much. Like, man. But it's kind of expensive for a collector's edition. I'm not gonna lie. $230. That statue looks pretty cool though. I think that's the statue of the bad guy. It's like a like a wolf with like angel wings and shit. That I think that was the bad guy in the trailer. I don't remember. Listen, man, all I want is this shit. All right, this is cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking at Death Stranding 2.
yeah.
That was the first one.
You know they got a Death Stranding like a store on the Kojima Productions
Oh, really?
like studio, and I'm looking at it. Okay, they sell the sunglasses from the game for $450. They sell the ones that like you remember the sunglasses in the game mail that like folded out.
Yeah.
Those are $450 also. They also sell like watches from the game, I guess. One of them is like $980. The other one's $680. The other one's $780. The special cargo edition Death Stranding and Enicorn reverse trike time with cargo case rare edition Mayo. Okay, listen. This thing is an Enicorn collaboration with Kojima Productions. Okay. This is like, all right, this has an ultraviolet generator. Well, I don't know what the fuck that means. It comes with the Bridges cargo case. Listen, this thing has sapphire glass, 50 meters water resistant. All right. How much would you pay for a watch like this, Mayo? Let me show you. I gotta show you an image. Huh?
Yeah,
Hold on,
I gotta see it first.
hold on. Let me see if I can copy this image and paste it in the chat here. That image right there, Mayo. What would you pay for that right there? That box and that watch. Look at that thing,
Zoom in.
man.
I'm zooming here. Well, it's not just a watch. You're paying for that fancy like. What all is that?
Yeah.
Like a.
It's like a fancy box, bro. I don't know. It comes with shit like a fucking bad battery. I don't know what the fuck is like a battery. Is that a fucking? I don't know what that is. All right, I don't know. It's a cool box like from the game,
I mean, it has a second band.
and it comes with like a little flashlight thing and a stand. It comes with
That's
a
what
stand.
it is, like a flashlight thing there.
So a flashlight on the top. There's a little stand for the watch. You get the
I'm gonna say
It's a
you
nice
said
watch.
the sunglasses were 400 and something.
450. So this comes with the reverse watch, reverse strike time, nylon strap with the Bridges logo embroidery, an ultraviolet generator, which is the UV light, like from the game. You know, it uses the UV light to fight the monsters.
I'm feeling they're gonna charge 1,200.
I'm
You're
going
way off,
800.
man.
I'm
You're
going
way
800.
off, Gunny. Y'all thinking baby numbers. This is a
Whoa.
$2,340 watch. Yes.
Damn.
Listen, HGP listeners, I know some of you are like really rich. I'm looking at you, Billy Gardner. Listen, man, my
He's
birthday's
gonna
in
flip
June.
this.
Listen, my birthday's in June.
Hey, my birthday's in June too.
Right before the game comes out, all right?
Hey,
I wanna
mine's
be
right before the
wearing-
game comes out, or mine's right after the game comes out.
I want to be wearing this watch with my cool case and my PS5 Pro. I need someone to buy this watch for me, all right? One of you rich listeners need to go out and buy this watch for me. This thing is nice. $2,300 watch. It's nice, man. It's an expensive fucking watch.
You're gonna get robbed, Jesus, wearing this thing in downtown Portland.
Nah, bro. Not if I walk around with my metal case and my UV light in my hand.
That's gonna save you.
It's gonna save me. I'm gonna blind people with my UV light.
But how many
Yeah.
people would even know what it was? Like looking at it, like
They
it looks
wouldn't.
cool, but
It looks
they wouldn't.
nice.
Yeah,
They
it looks
wouldn't know
nice,
it's
but I
what it-
wouldn't be like, oh, that's a $2,000
Maybe-
watch.
Yeah, maybe if you had the baby with you, okay, they might not fit.
walk around with the top.
Yeah, you got a long wig on like Norman Reedus. Yeah, they're gonna think, oh, don't mess with him. He probably soiled himself. I don't know.
I love the trailer. Go watch the Death Stranding 2 trailer, people. I'm fucking hyped. Like I said, I'm so hyped, dude. I'm in $1,000. I'm in. Like I am in. I am going to trade in my PS5 and my PC and everything else I own just to buy the collector's edition and the PS5 Pro for this game. I want to be podcasting off of my phone come June. Okay. Okay, because I need this mail in my life. Okay, I need this.
I have to borrow the wife's old laptop, right?
Yeah, I'm using an iPad, a hobo iPad to fucking podcast off of because I spent all my money on a fucking watch and a fucking collector's edition of Death Stranding 2. Hey man, and a PS5 Pro. All right, listen, it's gonna be dope. All right, I'm gonna have everything Death Stranding 2. I'm gonna buy the shells for the PS5 Pro, the controller. You know, there's gonna be a controller. I'm gonna buy a
Oh, yeah.
controller. They're probably. You know what? I should wait because they're probably gonna announce a PS5 Pro Death Stranding 2 edition.
Yeah, I
You think?
wouldn't
Yeah,
You
be
think
yeah.
they
surprised.
will?
I think they will.
I should wait, huh? The problem is, see, what I'm afraid of is waiting till like for them to announce that, and then June comes around and everyone knows this game is
You
coming
can't
out,
get one.
and then you can't find a PS5 Pro. That's the issue that I'm afraid of. I'm like, if I wait till June to buy a PS5 Pro, then I won't be able to find one because everyone's trying to buy one for this game. You know,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
plus,
It seems like the stock is pretty healthy of the
I don't know.
PS5 Pro.
I mean,
this
you
is
think
not.
people could be buying pros just for this game? Because if you already have a PS5, it's gonna play on the PS5. So some people might not care. I
Well,
mean,
I
yeah,
think.
like the hardcore
Yeah,
will, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
But I think a lot of people probably already the general
you're
public.
right. They won't care. Yeah.
Well, they
I'm like, oh,
are. So
I already
here's another
I got a
thing.
PS5. I'm just gonna play the game. You
So
know,
they are
Yeah.
making. This is not part of the news, but I did see earlier today that there is going to be an Astrobot I think it's a PS5 Pro edition for Astrobot or something like that, like a collector's edition.
Game of the year.
Yeah, so that's another thing. I don't know when that comes. I think it's announced probably next month. So, and then you figure June is always like that's like the gaming month, right? So whether
Yeah, exactly. So they could do like a
Sony, they always
do
do
like a
something in June.
big
Not just
Something
kinda
announcement.
E3
late.
related.
isn't it like the game's been out for a while now, and then you're gonna have a PS5 edition?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
kind of
remember ever
weird.
seeing. I
But
don't ever remember ever seeing a game being out for a while and then coming
yeah,
out with the edition. Usually,
but
the edition comes out on launch.
Oh, well,
it
that's the
did
old way of
win.
doing things. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
did win Game of the Year though.
Yeah. I mean, how many people probably already have it and are already playing it? I mean, yeah, you maybe want to get the system for it, but at this point, I think it should just be Sony's mascot, and it's like their Mario, right? And that should just be a game that comes bundled with the PS5.
Yeah.
Just bundle it with a Pro.
Did the original Death Stranding have a PS4 edition? I think it did, right?
Yeah, I think I have it. I might have that for the PS4.
No, like the console.
The
Wasn't there like a
console.
custom console?
Oh, that I don't remember. I was thinking of the disc that I had. Yeah, or have somewhere.
Oh yeah, it was. It was a limited edition Death Stranding console, and it had the yellow controller, the see-through one, with the little black handprints on the thing, and it was white, and it said Death Stranding on the front. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's on eBay for
Yeah, I see it
180
too.
bucks. Yeah, I'm buying. I'm gonna wait. They're gonna do one for the PS5. I think they will. As big as fucking this game is going to be, they're gonna do one for the PS5. I do.
Yeah,
not
and the
doubt
fact
it.
that it's exclusive and yeah.
And to me, it just makes sense. I could see that more than the Astrobot one. Like I said, the Astrobot one seems weird for them to do like an edition. I mean, I guess it has a big following, but like for it to make an edition after the game's been out so long.
Well, you know what? Okay, so Mail, you know what Xbox has been doing lately is where I'm trying to think of I can't think of a game specific where because there's some people I follow on Twitter X or whatever that are like, oh, I don't get a disc and I'm a disc collector, blah blah. But then they say, yeah, like it's not going to be like a disc release or whatever. It'll be like a digital only or something. Trying to think if it was was it Alan Wake or it was something like that but then they later announce, okay, fine. I think they always wait on sales numbers to come in. Then they say, okay, now we'll do a disc. Now we'll put it out for retail.
Yeah, a disc
So
is
I've seen that in a couple
different than a
different.
whole console. Like
Yeah.
I've seen it.
That Astrobot bundle is just a bundle though with the game. Like it's nothing special about the console.
yeah, it's not like a special edition.
It doesn't even have like the Astrobot controller with it. It's just a regular PS5 with Astrobot for $50 cheaper. So I guess you're saving the cost of the game, right? You're not paying for the game.
Right.
So,
Or,
but I
are you
want a
sure? It
custom.
doesn't come with the digital. That one there is not coming with the digital code.
Well, it is. It's a digital code, but I mean that's all you get is the code for the game.
Oh,
Like,
right,
there's
right.
no-
Yeah.
There's nothing
Not
special about the
controller.
console. Like it's not like a it doesn't have this controller like the Astrobot controller. Like it doesn't have that. Like I thought it would at least have this shit with it. Like why not? Oh, I never noticed that this thing has a little Astrobot thing on it.
Oh yeah, I see it. I didn't even know
Yeah.
you had an Astrobot controller.
Yeah, yeah. I bought this at Fred Meyer like a while back. I kind of just went in there looking around and I saw it and I'm like, I want that controller. I really want it. I don't know why. I thought it looked cool. And you couldn't find them anywhere. You still can't. They're really hard to get.
Yeah, I didn't know they made one. I don't pay
Yeah.
that much attention to the controllers, though.
But yeah, let's talk about what we've been playing, I guess. Real quick, man,
Yeah.
what have you been playing?
Oh man, I only been playing one game this week, Jesus, and
Okay.
that was what we talked about last week. I played GTA 5 online, and I've been
Oh,
playing
yeah,
that like
tell me.
a good
Tell me.
chunk.
What's
So in
a
hand,
good chunk? Whoa, Mayo.
Yes,
Mayo, you're a GTA onliner now? You're in there
I
doing
am.
your
I
drug
was.
dealing?
I was a gun
Okay.
runner, is what I ended up becoming.
Oh, okay.
I'm over there running my guns, Jesus. And the game I was having fun with it. I never really played it much online at all. So like, picking a profession and just jumping in there and doing all that stuff. But it felt at times it felt a little empty, right? Like at first, because it was kind of early on in the game, I think, and it started unlocking more things as I was going. And then like the one time it was like, okay, now you're carrying some money. Now people can take it from you. Like so early on it was kind of
Yeah.
like protecting me a little bit, I think. I would see some people on the map, but I don't think I was really like showing up for them or marking for them or whatever, because they would just leave you alone and whatever, but I did a couple missions on there, and I was like just blindly, like picking jobs and stuff, right? And so I get this mission where I have to go like take out this guy. He's like a competitive arms dealer, right? And I go there and I just get absolutely fucked up by this guy, Jesus. He's like he's got a Gatling gun, and he's in a full armored suit, and you have to like take him out, right? So I get there and I'm like, I want to take this guy out. I run into him with a car, and he has a little health bar, and it barely hurts him. I'm like, I'm running him over, and he just mows down my car with his Gatling gun, and explodes. I die. I have to respawn, and I run back over there, and there's cops over there at this point, right? Well, all of a sudden, all the cops start turning on me. They're all shooting me. I'm running from the cops. This guy with the Gatling gun's chasing me, trying to kill me. And the cops kill me. Then I'm like dealing with the cops. I kill all the cops. I start going after the guy with the Gatling gun again, and I'm hitting him with bullet after bullet after bullet, and it just barely, his life is like barely going down, right? And I'm like running over him with the car again, like trying to get close to him, and he just mows the car down and blows it up. I died like 6 times trying to kill this guy. Finally, he like moves. Like the cops started, like one time I respawned, and he was at like a gas station area. He like starts walking down the street, and he's like just fighting the cops. And he's just walking down the street, and he's just blowing up all the cops. And he ends up on the top of this hill area, and there's like this fence, and there's like a little corner in the fence. And he ends up walking over in that corner, and he gets in that corner, and he gets like stuck over there. And so like I ended up I would like hit him with a couple cars again. I still died. I had to run back over there again. But I was able to like find a spot where he wouldn't like acknowledge I was there, and I could just shoot him with a scoped rifle, and I would just shoot him over and over and over. Just kept headshotting him like 100 times. I'm like, finally kill him, and this is like, good job. Now go back and just turn in the mission. I'm like, really? Okay. So I feel like it was kind of like meant for other players to be playing
That's what
along with me.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, it was probably meant for you and 2 others.
He was hardcore hard to kill. Like, and they had all these cops over there just hacking me, and they're chasing me with a helicopter again, and I'm like trying to run away afterwards. Like, I finally kill a guy, then the cops are still on my trail. I'm running away. I think I get away, and like this little drone sees me, calls in the helicopter. The helicopter comes back in. The cops are chasing me again. It took me forever to like get away from the cops, but it was wild. Like quite the experience going through it. But it was pretty neat. I don't know what kind of profession it said that you were a friend of mine on there, and it showed like your level and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think it really said like what you chose as a profession, because it gave you what, like 4 or 5 choices, I think, early on there.
4 different choices, yeah.
Yeah.
4 or 5, yeah.
And so I just, like I said, I just took the like the gun runner one, whatever. And I've had a couple of fun little missions. Like there's just a couple where like, you just jump in this truck and you just have to drive from point A to point B within a time limit. But then I've had other missions that were like just kind of whatever. The last one I did, you have to go steal a Bigfoot truck from this place, and you have to go like crush cars. It's just for like one of the dealership guys or whatever. And so you drive across the map, and you have all these cars. You got to run over them with the Bigfoot truck, and then they explode. You take them out, and you got like a time limit and everything. And of course, the cops are chasing you and all that stuff, and you're running over the cop cars, and you destroy like 10 or 15 cars, and you can play it online with other players, and it keeps track of your damage and stuff. But I did it solo, and you could change it on there to like, I just want to do this solo, or you could have made it like friends only or open or whatever. So it's almost like a private lobby. Like I could have done it with other just friends. And
So
so I even did it by myself.
you just went into private lobbies. Is that what you did?
It asked me to create a private lobby. So I took on the mission and it was like, who do you want to play? And it said open. And
Oh.
I'm like, no, I don't want it open, and then it
Well,
was like,
but when you're on the actual map, is there other players on that map, or
yeah,
just you by
there's
yourself?
other players running around until I made that mission private, and then I didn't see anybody until that was over.
Huh.
So like I could just play it with like looks like there was like four other people, and we could do it. And once I finished crushing all the cars, right, it gave me a score. It almost like a KD sheet, like you would see at the end of like a shooter, like
Yeah.
your party, and it had like my name, and I was the only name on there because I was the only one playing it. But like it looked like it would have like had our friends in there. It's like we would have all maybe had monster trucks, and we would have all been
Yeah.
competing to crush the amount of cars and see who got the most points, kind of thing. Maybe I'm not
Yeah.
positive, but that's what it kind of seemed like. I wish I could have got on with you and invited you over to see what would have happened.
Oh,
But it was a lot
interesting.
of fun. It was like this old style monster truck, and you're just running over parked cars and stuff, and
Yeah.
they're exploding. And then the gang members are coming after you because you're running over the cars, and the cops are chasing you because you're running over cars, and you're going through the town. You get
Huh.
to go across town and hit these other cars and stuff, and it's all on a time limit. And I succeeded it like by myself. I crushed all the cars within the time limit and everything, and it was fun. It was just entertaining, just kind of messing around. I, just had the radio going, had the good music on the radio because it has all those radio channels and it has all this just modern day
Hey,
music.
did you
And
notice all the new music they have on there? I
I
noticed
don't
as
know
soon as I
because
launched the online.
I didn't play much of five.
When I played the original, like playing it now on the I didn't know I didn't know this, but on the online, apparently that just kept adding like they kept adding new stations and new things
There
to
was
it.
a lot. I want to say what, like maybe 20 stations when you pull
Yeah,
up that wheel.
because originally the game only had like 13 stations, and now it has like 20 something stations, and
Yeah, there was a lot.
like they have like new like modern ass music, like new music that just came out
Yeah,
like this
because I remember
year.
there
Like
was a couple of like the baby or something who had a couple
yeah,
songs on there. I'm like, oh,
like, I'm
okay.
like, what the fuck? Like I'm like, they have like really new music on here, and like it's kind of crazy. Like the classics on there are like the music that came out with the game. And like you listen to it now, and like the music is like modern ass music, like legit like modern day. It's like a modern day radio station. Like what the fuck? It was really weird. I ended up picking the executive where you run
Oh, okay.
a drug empire or whatever, like a business. And so it has you select like a building where you want your office at. So it has like
Yeah, so
four
mine's a
different
hangar.
locations.
So I have a hangar that's underground.
Mine is one of the banks in like near like not the downtown business area, but a little bit off to the side.
So on the map, I'm on the very top, and I have a
I'm in
bunker
the
up there.
city.
It's like in the desert area out there. But a lot of
Uh,
my missions, I have to drive into town, and then I have to drive back out to my bunker.
for me, my off it's like an office. You have like an office and like a bank. So like you walk in there, there's like it's like an office, and you have a receptionist lady that works for you, and she tells you like, "Hey, boss, like this is what came in today or whatever." And then you go to your computer, and you have these missions where you have to deliver cargo, and the cargo is like you also have like a stash house in the map. Like you can buy
Yeah, so
different
you have
stash
it's
houses.
kind of something like what I had. So like mine was the same way. Like I have a
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
base, right? I have a place where I can park my cars. I have like a shooting
yeah,
range that you can upgrade and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I have a computer I go to, and my first couple of missions were like deliver this cargo
Yep.
to, and they give you this old military truck, and you got to drive it across town, and you just have to deliver it to
Yeah.
these
Yep.
to the ammunition stores, and so
For me,
you supply those stores.
it was you have to go pick up this cargo, like go to your like so go to your like stash house. There's a truck parked there, and it'll say like so like it'll be like these guys want to buy cargo from you, and it'll have like three different buyers. It'll be like these guys want to buy 3 crates of supplies, and they'll pay you this much. This guy wants to buy 1, and he'll pay you this much. This guy wants 4, and they'll pay you this much. And you have right now you have 10 available to sell at your house. Which one, or your stash house? Which one do you want to sell? So I picked the one that had the 1 because I was like, I'm in a map with real players. If I lose this cargo, I'm losing like a legit thing. Like I'm gonna have to work to get back. So I went with the 1, and it was like this big, like it looked like a big fire truck. It was like a big truck, and it was all metal. Like all of it was metal, like a big. It looked like a fire truck, but it was like a cargo truck. And it said, "All right, get in your truck." And it's like, how many players are going to be with you? And I was like, oh, I'm by myself. It's like, all right, are you sure you want to be by yourself? I was like, yeah. So it's like, all right, you're by yourself. Be careful because there's real players on this map and they can attack your truck and steal your shit. Like if you run into one, be ready to shoot at them because they could like legit attack you and kill you and like take your cargo from the truck. So I'm driving through the city to get to this location. And the problem was that it didn't give me like an exact location, Mayo. It didn't like give me like a GPS line, like follow this route to get to this location. The fact, no, it was like a fucking radar that was beeping. And I had to like figure out on my own, like, okay, I have to head this way. And it's like,
my missions all had an exact radar. Like I had to know exactly where I went.
No, it was like the buyer doesn't trust you, so they're not giving you an exact location to go to. They have like a GPS tracker thing where you have to ping off a radar and find out where the fuck they're at. So I'm like driving around the city and I'm trying to like make all these turns on this big ass truck. And I see these other players on the map. I'm trying to like watch how far away they are from me. And I'm kind of driving past some of them and they kind of leave me alone. And I go and deliver the truck and I drop it. It's like, all right, congrats, you dropped off the truck. All right, come back to base and do another mission. So I'm getting my car. I'm driving back to base. I'm like, and this I ended up buying like this armored car, like it was like bulletproof or whatever. I'm driving back to base, and sure enough, typical GTA online fashion, I'm driving back to base and I get fucking rammed from behind. Like a car comes up behind me and hits me, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. And they keep doing it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they keep crashing into me. And then the thing is, it was like a big ass car. It was like a fucking Batmobile, Mayo. All right? There was a guy in a fucking Batmobile ramming my car, flipping it over and shit. And he had legit a Batmobile ramming my car. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, leave me the fuck alone, guy. I'm just trying to get to my goddamn fucking base to go to the next mission. And he's just fucking blowing up my car, dude. Like fucking running into it. And my car's just taking damage and I'm taking damage. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It was annoying as hell. And I got frustrated and left the lobby and turned off the game. It pissed me off. It got me so mad, man.
I haven't had to deal with too many players.
It was a legit like some GTA griefer fucking bullshit where like this guy was like level 150 or some shit. I'm like, bro, I'm
with
level
nothing
1.
better to do, right? I didn't have any of that.
1. I'm like, you're level 150. Why don't you just fucking leave me alone, man? Like, go fucking grief someone else that's level 150. You know, like, why are you fucking with me, dude? Like, I mean, I'm like, I have
you
nothing.
You can't defend yourself, right?
Yeah.
Now, I was kind of lost. Like, there was a mission where, like, I had to find a stash, right? Like, they're like, oh, we put these weapons over here and you got to get them. And the same scenario, it just gives me, like, a radar area.
Yeah.
And you just got to find it. You just got to run around and find it. And then the controller kind of vibrated when I started getting a little closer. And then I found it. But where I kind of stopped was, and I didn't really know what to do exactly. Maybe you do. Once I got done doing the one mission, it was like, hey, you're carrying cash on you. And it's like, go deposit it in the bank or an ATM. I'm like, okay. I pull up the map and I'm looking for an ATM, right? And I can't find it on there anywhere. I'm like, where do I go? So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I try to figure out where I'm depositing because now I'm like, I'm carrying cash. And now I'm showing up to enemy people, like other players online as I'm carrying cash. And they're like, yeah, they can come and take your money. I'm like, okay, I need to get home and like.
Do they know how much money you've got? Like,
I don't think they do.
No, they don't know.
Not until they rob you, right?
Yeah, I think it just shows up on there that I'm carrying cash. And so like, they're like, you can use cash to like do upgrades and do other things. So it's kind of like a separate system, I think. But I'm like, I'm just gonna get out of here. So I just drove to like a safe house and I went to the safe house and I like logged off. But I need to try to figure out where to deposit that money because I did not even know. I was like looking all over the map and there's like 67 places of interest on the map you can go to, and I couldn't find any of them that said like as an ATM or a bank or anything. I'm like, where is this thing? And then too, I thought it was really difficult. It took me a minute to figure out for ammo, like the guns that I had. So I got like 3 or 4 different guns off the rip, right? Because I'm like an arms dealer kind of thing. But I had like limited ammo, and then the car I bought was like an old muscle car, Jesus. Well, I lost it. Like the first mission was that guy with the Gatling gun who kept whooping my ass. And my
Yeah.
car was left where the cops impounded it. And they're like, you have so long to get the car from the impound or it'll get crushed. And the game had crushed my car. And so like it's like your car is crushed. It is no longer available. So like my car is gone. So when you make a phone call and you can call a guy and he sends you a car,
Yeah.
and he just sends me a white like Tesla looking car now. And so
What
like
the
I just get
fuck?
to so I just been
You got
driving
a
that around.
hoopty fucking.
Yeah, so I have like a different car. And then he charges you for it. I don't know if you've
Got an
ever had
old
to call
clunker.
him to deliver a car. Like a little bit
No.
later, it pops up at the top of your screen and it takes it from your your total money, your balance. It's like the day is ended and you owe. I can't remember the guy. Like it's like $40 for using this car or for like having him delivering a car to you. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, you can call him and he'll bring you a car. But there's a
Yeah.
fee for that, and it comes out of your balance.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, damn. So you have to be
No,
careful. Like,
for me, I have two different cars. I have the armored like a sedan, and I have an armored like SUV.
and it said I had other cars. Once I got to the garage thing, it was like, oh, you have these other cars. And then, so I have these other options now. But like the car I initially bought, the muscle car, it's gone. They just told me it was
That's
crushed,
weird.
and I
Because you
can't
could,
like make it.
you could buy insurance for your cars, right?
Yeah,
You
so I think I have
know,
to do something like that. They're like, oh, you can get the
yeah,
car repaired or do an insurance claim or something like that. So I think I have to
yeah.
do that, and it's gonna cost me a bunch of money to get it back. You know?
But the cool thing about having insurance is like if you're playing online and another player griefs you and they blow up your car and kill you or whatever, you can make them pay for the insurance for blowing up your car, and
That's funny.
it charges them for blowing up your car. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Right.
So it's like one kind of like a small way to get back at the stupid griefers is if they blow up your shit, you can just fucking be like, "Ah, fuck you, dickhead! I'm gonna make an insurance claim and make you pay for it." And
Yeah,
then
that's funny.
they get charged like $200 for an insurance claim against them or whatever. Which ain't
What I
shit
did
really.
What I was pretty impressed with is how well it ran. Being
Yeah.
now, somewhat I can't compare this 'cause I didn't really play much GTA 5, right? So, like to me, this is like really my first time diving in. It looked very good, like a modern game, and I was actually pretty impressed with when the sun went down and when it was like sunset. I'm like, it was almost like take a screenshot quality. I'm like, I was
Yeah.
telling Gunny, I'm like, this looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like, because then I'm still getting like 85 to 100 frames with ray tracing maxed out and everything like maxed
Yeah.
out. Now, I don't know if it's just because it's an older game, but it looks pretty good. But I mean, it looks really, really good. So I don't even
It
feel like
does.
it's an older game. And
All
then
right,
with the ray
Neil.
tracing and everything on, I'm like,
Especially
oh,
with
this
the
is great.
online, when you go to the single player, it does feel like an older game just because they don't have all the shit the online has.
Mhm.
But the online does not feel like an old game at all. It feels like a modern game. Like I was playing it and I was like, man, like this game is really fucking well done. Like at first though, it wouldn't let me play it because in the old game I had mods installed.
Oh yeah, you gotta separate those two.
And it was like the rage plugin or the whatever, like their anti cheat shit kept flagging my shit as like, hey, you're cheating. You have these things installed. You cannot play with these on. And I'm like, fuck. So I had to go into my folders and like delete everything and like re-verify the game files and re-download it. I had to re-download it like twice. I'm like, this sucks. Because I couldn't get it to launch the online. I could get single player going, but it wouldn't launch the online. And the problem with the mods was the mods only work with the legacy version. They don't work with the enhanced version yet.
Mm.
Because they were like they were the LSPD FR mods, so like that's the Los Santos Police Department and Fire Rescue fucking mods or whatever. But yeah, the fucking so I ended up getting that figured out and fixed, and I got to the online, and so yeah, I do think the game looks incredible though. The problem with it though is the griefers, man. But the cool thing is you can set the lobbies to private. Like if you really just don't want to deal with griefers, you can.
I didn't have many players online in my area. Like where I was at, I would see it
They're
once
all
on
in
the bottom.
they're all
of
in the
the
fucking they're all in the fucking city fucking me
Yeah.
up. That's why.
Like a lot of my areas now. Like I was in the city in a
Nobody-
couple things, but like I was mainly like my main base is up in the top corner up there,
Yeah.
and it just like but I
No,
would
for
go into
me-
town, do my thing, and get back out. But like, and then I happened this one mission. I just like a random thing I picked up. It was like I went to this like safe house thing or whatever, but it wasn't my safe house. And I walk into this little yellow thing where basically it enters you into a room. and it's just a hallway, and it's a whole enemy gang down the bottom of the steps, and they're all with guns, and it's like, take out the enemy. So I kill them all, and I go down there, and there's this big vault down there, and it's locked, and it's like, I'm like, okay. So I'm like looking around, and I'm like, there's got to be some kind of code or something around here, right? And then finally, on this one desk, there's a stick-it note, and it has the code on it for the vault. And I run back over to I unlock the vault, and it gave me a bunch of cash, and then it ended it. So I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So,
hey guys, so I didn't get a chance to play this, but I want to read a little bit of this article, and then I want to get your guys' opinion on it. And that is that Rockstar Games has set a new record with Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced. Though it's probably not the kind of record we're hoping for, the recent release title has become the lowest rated game in Rockstar's history on Steam. Despite offering enhanced features like ray tracing, improved loading times, additional vehicles, fans have not responded positively to the release. According to this website, Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced currently holds a mixed rating on Steam, with only about 51% of the 12,000 reviews being positive. This makes it the worst rated game in Rockstar's history, even falling below the heavily criticized GTA 5 The Trilogy, the definitive edition. While the game still has tens of thousands of regular players, its numbers are far behind those of the original GTA 5 and GTA 5 Legacy version. It says here, a quick glance at the reviews for GTA 5 Enhanced on Steam reveals why the title was poorly received. Reviewers did not hold back pointing out its issues. One review criticized the inability to migrate accounts, saying Rockstar support was completely useless and unable to help, forcing players to start the game from scratch. Another review described the game as a complete stuttery mess and nearly unplayable. Other reviews argued that the game looks nearly identical to the original, making the enhanced edition feel pointless. As a result, it's now Rockstar's lowest rated title. The closest in terms of reviews is GTA 3, the definitive edition, which holds a 65% positive rating, following the PC port of Manhunt with 68% rating. What do you guys say to that one? I know I see a lot of that in this on the Steam homepage with the when it comes to the migration accounts. So I guess you guys are kind of coming back after a while and not, level 100, right?
Yeah, no. Like, some people are. This guy on
yeah,
the
it's new to me.
This guy is saying like, "Oh, I had 700 hours of gameplay on one character," and he's like, "I'm not going to migrate my character and lose a character that I had at level 500 just to restart to play this shit."
Yeah. Well, this guy in here is also like the top guy on my Steam reviews. He was complaining because he's been playing on PS3 since 2013, and it didn't carry over. But I'm like,
God damn.
I mean, yeah, I
That's
get
a
it's a
long time.
Rockstar account, but I just figured all
Wow.
that stuff would carry over. I just figured it as a graphic change and it would just carry over. But
For
Yeah.
me, it did. It popped up my old shit and it said, "Do you want to migrate this?" And I said, "No, I want to start over." So I just created a whole
yeah,
new character.
I
But
mean,
my
I
old
didn't.
account did pop up and it said, "Do you want to migrate? We found a Jesus Walks a Lot on your old profile. Do you want to download this?" And I was like, "Nah, just restart." And it was like, "Okay, we'll
Maybe
restart."
was it PC? Maybe like because these people are complaining because it's not like the console version that they were
I don't
playing. Maybe.
know.
Yeah, I wonder if
You know
it's
what I'm
just
saying?
like the
Maybe it was
Steam
console
version.
players, and they're like, "Oh, we want to go play it on Steam because it's only on PC, right?"
Yeah.
And so, like these console people are probably like, "Oh, I want to go play it on PC now," and then their stuff isn't carrying over. I wonder if that's some of the gripe.
I'm thinking of maybe replaying the campaign on this too, man. Just it was good when I played it the first time, and the story. It's been such a long time since I played it, but I think it would be a cool experience to go back in and
Yeah, I think so.
check
I
out
thought
check out what they changed.
I feel like the controls are really good. There's a lot of
No,
I'm
it's
using
so
the
good, dude.
controller, and it felt good, and the shooting even
Yeah,
felt good, and all that stuff. And I mean, everything felt great in the game. The performance was great, the controls were
yeah.
great, the visuals, it was crisp, clean. Like it,
I think I'm
driving
gonna
around
replay the
felt great.
campaign.
And
Just
so,
I think I want to replay the campaign because GTA 6 is coming out soon, and I want to be
mhm.
able to compare the two. I want to have this fresh on my mind, kind of, to be able to compare the two and be like, really, how much better is GTA 6 than this? Um, but yeah, man, I I thought the visuals look amazing. I was like, this looks good, and it ran really well for me too. I had ray tracing on and everything, and I was getting pretty solid frame rates, like in the hundreds. It was actually pretty well. I'm like, what the fuck? This is kind of crazy for a game that's ray tracing on a 3080. Sometimes it
Yeah.
struggles, you know.
Yeah, I was
So
playing in
maybe those
4K on my
complaints,
OLED.
maybe those complaints that people said it was a stuttery mess could have like not a lot of memory or running 1060s or something, right?
Yeah,
Instead
it's
of
possible.
higher
Yeah.
end graphics cards or CPUs. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I've been having a good time with it. So like, I messed around quite a bit, and pretty much that was like my only gaming sessions really. Like, I would sit down. Like one time, I tried to get into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I don't know. I was at the same point. And I went to go try and check on it. It's like, I know you remember you've done this mission and all that, Gunny. It's like, find out what happened to Mutt, and I go over there, and that's just like the first thing I did. And I went over there, like, I barely have any armor or nothing, and the guy like killed me after I worked my way all the way over there, and I spawned back in the town, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm
Yeah.
not walking all the way back over there. I'm turning it off.
Shit, I
I'm going to
didn't.
bed. So
Yeah, I didn't go
I
get
just
mud
turned it
till
off.
about 10 hours later. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Into the
See, I
game.
was like, it was the very first thing I was going to do, and I wasn't very good at combat yet, like trying to figure out the combat completely because it's still
You
all
got to
kind of
get
foreign to
good,
me.
bro. Got to get
And like,
good.
well, it's foreign to me because the only time I've done it was when I had to spar the friend at the beginning of the game there, and even then that was like a couple weeks removed. Like I did it early on, and then I haven't really touched the game much since. And so like trying to remember the combat, so I'm like I just walk over and run across the guy looking over top of Mutt, and he's like he comes at me and he just hits me a couple times. I died, and I'm like respawned in the town way across the map again. I'm like son of a bitch. No, I'm not doing this. I'm playing. I'm playing GTA. So.
Yeah.
And then so I just went back to GTA for a little bit, but that's pretty much been my gaming experience for the week.
Nice, nice. Well, I'm glad we got you in to speak about that. Gunny, what have you been playing?
So yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, mostly.
Okay.
Mostly is what I've been playing. So I don't know if I said it last week before I left early, but when I said, "Oh, I'm ready to go to the wedding." So
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I've done like most or I don't know if I want to call them important, but like the really good side missions, like but today or the past couple days where I was able to go in and what's his name, Tomcat, or I think he's like the weapons trainer guy. I think his name's Tomcat.
Yeah, that his name was Tomcat. I
Yeah,
remember that
yeah.
from the town
So
I was in where I started.
and I was kind of holding off on kind of going to do like a lot of sword combat or training, like even like some of the side missions. Yeah, you might have to fight some wolves or maybe a couple bandits, and so yeah, and not a lot, like there's just not a lot of like hardcore shit that I have to really level up to kind of do even like these side missions I found. So that's why I think they were a lot of fun, where I'm like, all right, finally I'll fucking go do that. So I did go back to him today to learn the master strike or something, and he'll teach you a few other things for
Yeah.
a bit of coin as well. A couple other different combos or moves or something. So man, I was able to get in there, Jesus, and I kind of got it down now where like he's like, all right, cool, you fucking learned it, and now like he's a little fast for me, like, or I'm okay, shit, now I know how to actually block properly and fucking
Yeah.
counter strike and parry. They use different words in the game, of course, but yeah. So I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I'm kind of getting this shit down, and I've got some decent armor now that I got off of that hermit mission. I think I took like their soldier armor and shit, and of course some of the stuff that I stole from Trotsky or wherever it was, like, or enough money to buy some nice stuff as well. So yeah, so I'm kind of like man, like, oh, I'll tell you the other thing. Jesus. So now I could either go to the wedding via the guy at the lower mill, because he promised to help me, right? So he's like, all right, you kind of did what you did, and we can go, right? So, and I just haven't clicked that button to say, yeah, I'm ready to go. Or the other option is the blacksmith, right? I also like I completed the mission to where I got like this special fucking metal for the sword or something, and I went ahead and forged that. So that's done, and it's just like now I'm just ready. I don't know. I'm just holding off. Like I don't want to go to the wedding yet, or maybe I should, because I feel like I've done like some of the, a lot of unlock most of that map and
Mhm.
done a lot of cool side missions. So
Do it.
um,
Do it. Go to the wedding because there's a lot more story to it, man. There's a lot more shit
yeah,
to
I
it.
think I'm
Yeah.
ready.
So
I
you
think I'm
met the
ready.
lord. You met that lord of that little castle, right? Not the big castle, but the other lord, the one that goes with you on the mission with the blacksmith.
Yes, yeah, him. It's him and I want to call it his friend, but he's more
It's like
like,
his
I'm a
guard, right?
lord
Like,
too. I'm a
yeah,
lord
like,
too. They're two old guys, but they can fight. Like they're seasoned
yeah,
fighters. Yeah.
yeah. You'll see what happens to them once you go to the wedding and get all that done. So go to the wedding. You'll see all the Game of Thrones shit that goes down, man. It goes down fast. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what in the world is happening right now? And you realize real quick, like, what's going on and like what the real truth of what's happening. And you're like, holy fucking shit. What the hell just happened? I thought the game was going one direction. This thing just flipped a 180 on me and what the fuck just happened? And you get like, it's a complete Game of Thrones type shit, bro. Apparently, this happened a lot in medieval times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm getting really, really good in combat to where now, like let's say if I run across two bandits, just on a fucking just a walkway or whatever, just little fucking dirt path, and then like I can now just get off my horse and fight them. Like boom, I can take them both on at the same time. Or even today, like I fought three of them and they seem to be lower level. But then Mayo was watching towards the end of my stream to where there was like three or four of them guys. And then like I'd run, and then I'd fight one, right? I can do one, but I couldn't do fucking three or four at once. Like they were fucking me up pretty good. So, and then I went on a treasure hunt and I'm just having a fucking blast playing this game. Like I'm just living in this world and yeah, it's so good. Man, like I had a mission today. Oh, I ran across just randomly like there's a new event, or not an event, but just new activity, right? It's basically like a side mission. You go to the goat herder or the sheep herder guy, and I run over to him, and he's like, and you're like, hey, do you remember me? And he goes, yeah, Henry, I remember you. You said you killed all those wolves, you lying sack of shit, right? And I'm like, fuck, he remembers me. So he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna believe a word you're saying, anything you say. So tell you what, you have to go talk to these other two sheep herders if you ever want to talk to me again. I thought about just like pulling out my sword and just saying, you know what? You know what I think about that? And you could too. You could literally like kill him, right? Kind of like I did to this beggar guy who was living in this abandoned house. And yeah, so I'll just go to the beggar guy. So I come up, just a random little fucking like broken ass like house or whatever. And he's like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I pull out my sword because I thought, well, shit, he wants to fight or whatever. And then you fucking you fucking hit him a couple times. And he's like, and sometimes there'll be an option, even with like bandits too. They'll have a thing and they'll say, I give up. I surrender. I surrender. And you can just stop what you're doing and then say, all right, give me all your stuff or give me your sword and get out of here. So the beggar's like, I'm like, yeah, give me whatever you have. The dude barely had $2 to his name.
Well, he's a beggar. I mean,
and a fucking apple, right? So I'm like, what am I going to do with some random keys that he has, right? So they probably do go to some house or something, right? And then I did that. And then I walked into the house and found like a head of cabbage. Woohoo, right? I'm rich now, right? So there's something to eat, I guess. Like, and I swear, when I came back out, Mayo, he was dead. I kind of felt bad. I was like, well, I said you can go, but I guess you probably needed some bandages, but you should have asked me. I would have patched you up. So
after you beat him,
after I beat him, yeah.
Sorry about that. Here's some band-aids for your.
He didn't
cabbage
ask. I said, yeah, I said you can go, and I thought he was walking away. And then it's pretty freaking cool in this game where even this bandit, where I let him go, but then his other buddies were chasing me, and I ran, and then I'd fight one at once. And I swear, like the other bandit's he's still walking past me after I beat the other one, and he's just like on death's door, Like you could just see he's just covered in blood. He can barely walk, and I'm like, you're not worth it. Just keep going. But yeah, then I'm just like, all right, let me go talk to this other sheep herder guy. He's got like a bunch of rams or something, and he seems really nice. He's like, I'm too old. He doesn't look old at all. I think he's just lazy. Go get my ram. it's a hard-headed ram. Like it may listen to you. Give it a carrot. I'm like, all right, get over there. I got the carrot, but then I pull my sword out because obviously there's wolves. And then they must have taken a few bites out of that ram, but I killed them all. Me and Mutt did, my dog. I'm like, sick 'em, boy, sick 'em. And then I'm fighting him too. And you can see the ram. It's got a little blood on it, but it's just kind of standing there. And then you're like, come on, ram, let's go home, right? Let's go. And then I turn around and the ram's dead. I'm like, son of a bitch, right? So I'm like, this guy's gonna be mad at me too. But I go back to him and he goes, well, and I'm covered in blood. He's like, well, what happened? I go, well, there were so many of them. You know, it's all the truth, right? I'm just surrounded and they got him and me and Mutt couldn't kill them all in time because there was too many. And he's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. But here's the money I promised you. You have a nice day, you know, reputation earned. I'm like, yes, you know, I thought he was going to be like, get out of here. That was all done for nothing. So yeah, that was, I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, I think I'm just ready to go to the wedding. I don't know, Jesus. Here's my question to you. Like, do I need like really nice clothes or whatever?
Yeah, you want to dress nice, but it doesn't really matter because as long as you get in, you're fine. Because once the wedding goes down, some shit goes down at the wedding, and that kind of sets off a whole series of events, and you realize what's going on and what's happening, and a lot of things happen, dude. Trust me. Like you're gonna be like, holy fuck, I need to see what's going to happen next, and what's going to happen next, and it gets crazy. But you know what's kind of crazy about this game? That this game is based in like history, like kind of real history. Like Lord Hans Capon or whatever was like based on a real dude.
That would not surprise me. I swear, doing some of these side little missions, I'm like, I wonder as I play through them, and I play through that whole fucking hermit mission, right? I mean, I went and did all the like little side stuff, all the investigation stuff, and I got some extra stuff, Jesus. I got books and stuff that I was able to give to those guys, and I know that you didn't do that, but I got books for it, and I was able to give it to his.
Also, books in this game are important. Read every book because that increases your speech, and you're able to speak to people better. And some books will even increase your stats, your perks. Like I found some books that taught me how to like steal better, and it was like your stealth and your thievery went up. Your lock picking went up by like 2 points because you read this book. But it takes time to read a book. Like a book, like you can read it like 1 hour at a time and just keep doing missions for that day, or you can read it for like 4 hours at a time. And it'll say you've learned 10% of this book, 20% of this book, and once you learn it 100%, you can get rid of the book. You can sell it or whatever. But when you're learning it, you wanna like learn all of it. You want to make sure you get 100%.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 hours per book, I think. And then, then once you've learned it, make sure listeners out there, like you do have to go into your, to your perks and abilities and all that stuff to, then choose that perk or set of perks or whatever it might be.
Yeah, there's all this stuff is kind of based in real history. Like back in the day when fucking Emperor fucking Charles the Fourth or whatever, he died, and then Wenceslas became the king or whatever, like the lord or whatever, the emperor or whatever, because that was his son. And then his brother Sigismund of Hungary, which is the bad guy in the game, he's Lord Sigismund or whatever. He's the guy that's running around destroying all the shit, and like he's the one that imprisoned his brother and called himself the emperor, and he's fighting the people that rose up, like they rose their banners on the name of the emperor, like King Wenceslas or whatever. And so Sigismund is in real life, it was his real half brother who imprisoned his brother who was the emperor, and he imprisoned him because King Wenceslas was like kind of like seen as like a lazy king, like a lazy emperor, like he didn't really do emperor shit, like he was an emperor, but he didn't really care about the people, he was just like banging whores and doing his own thing. So people kind of didn't really like him, people were like, what the fuck is our emperor doing? Like nothing. So his brother got mad, and his brother rose an army, imprisoned his brother who was the emperor, declared himself the emperor, and ran around fighting all the other armies that were like against him. But yeah, like that's based on real life. So Sigismund is a real character, like in history. King Wenceslas is a real character in history. Henry is not a real character in history. He's just a game character. But like all these other guys, like the lords of whatever little town or whatever, like a lot of them are based on real people, like that existed at some point in history, like that were actually real lords and shit. Like Lord Hans Capon is an actual. He's based on the son of the Lord of Prickstein, who is his dad, who sent him on that mission that starts off the game.
Yeah.
And like that's all based on like real shit or whatever. But like, I was reading a fun fact here that did you know that Lord Sigismund of Hungary was the guy who founded this thing called it was a chivalric order of the dragon, and because of this, a certain Romanian prince whose name was Vlad Dracul got a nickname for being a member of this order of the dragon, and his nickname was Dracula.
Oh, is that interesting?
So
Okay.
Sigismund's son became a member of this Order of the Dragon fucking knights fucking shit order thing or whatever, and they nicknamed him Dracula, and that's who Dracula is based off of.
Because that's something else. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, like yeah, but like in real life, people say like nobody really knows who was the good guy and who was the bad guy in like history. You know what I mean? Because a lot of medieval lords, they were all kind of bad guys, you know? So nobody knows like if King Wenceslas was the bad guy or the good guy, or if his brother who fucking imprisoned him and declared himself emperor was the bad guy. Apparently in the game, we think Sigismund is the bad guy, right? Because he's the one that burned down Henry's village and killed his parents and fucking killed all these people and shit, right? So in our eyes, as the protagonist in the game, we think he's the bad guy because he's the one killing everyone. But in real life, it's like whatever. Like, who's really the bad guy? They're all bad guys, Gunny. It's just which bad guy's side are you on? You know what I mean? That's kind of the way it goes down. You know, like which side of history are you on?
What's okay, right? So then I'm telling you, like when you play this game, the name's escaping me. Who is it that Henry? He goes when you go to the nomad village, right? They're in that camp below. What is that faction? I want to call them a faction, but they're the ones that burned down Henry's village.
Oh yeah,
You know who I'm talking about? Those guys.
Yeah,
So
the Kurds. What are they? The Kurds or some shit? No, are they Hungarians? They're Hungarians, aren't they?
I believe they are Hungarian, because he doesn't. The one guy speaks Henry's language, right?
But he doesn't, right?
Well, the rest of them didn't, right? Because they're a different country, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
But they were probably, like you said, they were probably told by Sigismund to go in, right, and fucking kill all these people.
Yeah.
I don't want to say weird, but it's very fucking awkward because the way you can interact with him as Henry, where you're just like, you can tell him like, no, fuck you guys, like you guys burnt my fucking village down, blah blah blah, right? So I can tell, like, if I went and interact with them later on, right, because I was such a low level, I could have went in later on and said, you know, because they seemed like they were kind of cool, like not like fucking super violent, ready to fight you. But then you could be like, it is kind of a mission that gets activated, but you don't have to go to it right away. But you could be like, no, you burned my village down, you killed my fucking pa and everybody I loved and all this stuff. But I was just being nice to try to, to kind of whatever I was trying to get after was like, to kind of get through the next mission, and not even like a main mission. And it was weird because they were like, well, it wasn't technically us. Like, we didn't see like your actual dad there or whatever. So you don't have to blame us, And he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Let's have another drink together. It was so awkward. But in Trotsky, or the kind of the main town that you're in, it's not Trotsky, but where you do a lot of stuff in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
There's a gentleman, you may have run across him, Jesus, where I think he works in the same office as the bailiff. So he comes out, and I think I noticed I can interact with him. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And he goes, yeah, I'm like basically he's the guy that writes everything down. Like,
the scribe.
A recorder.
The
scribe, right? And I'm just like, I'm thinking like there's going to be a mission to activate, and I'm going to have to do a mission for it. No, he just talks about how he's all, I'm not even from here myself, and I came from another fucking, part of this land, but the money's good, and the bailiff said you could scribe good, and so here I am, just kind of like writing everything down that happens in the town and surrounding areas. So it kind of tells me like, okay, there's some books out there based on true history of this, what happened.
Yeah. So all this shit is based on like real history of that area of the world or whatever, Germania or whatever the fuck it was back in the day. Because it was like in the 1300s or whatever. You know what I mean? Like this is like real primitive fucking guns and shit you have in this game. It's like real like old shit. But yeah, the scribe is the guy who gives you your DLC content. If you pre-order the game or you have DLC, he's the one that you go talk to, and he'll be like, "Hey, I heard of this armor set that you can find. If you look on these, like, if you follow this riddle, you can find out where this armor set is." And he's the guy that activates that mission. And then you can find that. It's a pretty good armor set that'll get you through like the first part of the game pretty easily, really easily.
Since I
like
didn't,
you want that armor set.
do it. Yeah, since I didn't pre-order it, he just kind of told you what he did, and then he's like, "All right, got to go to lunch, bye." And I was like, "Okay, you have a nice day."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
No, but yeah, though that mission with the nomad, the people that are underneath the I forget what they're called. I think they're Hungarians though. But those guys, did you do that mission when you got drunk with them and you walked to the forest with the one dude?
Yeah,
and he's all
I talked to the
singing.
dog. I talked to the
He's
dog,
all
and the dog
singing.
talked to me.
Yeah, and you're all singing, and you're like, "What the fuck? You're talking to me? You're talking like you're what the fuck?" That mission turned weird, dude. I'm like,
It did.
is this supposed to be like a scary mission or what the fuck? Like,
I was shocked. I found my
talking
way
to the
back to the
dog?
camp.
Me
Well, the
too. I
dog-
was like, I'm fucking lost. I'm like, how the hell did I get back to the camp? Can't even
That's
see
a
where
funny
I'm
mission.
going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I made it back. I was actually shocked, but I made it back, and then you sit down, right, and
Mhm.
then you don't even know where dude went, and then he he doesn't even
He
seem
shows
drunk.
up.
Yeah,
He
he shows
shows
up, and
up and
then
he's like, "Hey, I'm back. I got my shit." I'm like, "Where the fuck?" I'm like,
and then you go, but you're still pretty wasted, and then you tell him, you go, "I talked to a dog, and the dog talked to me," and he goes, "You know what that means, right? That means that like that shit's real. That means that like he's got a message for you or something."
"Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
dogs are sacred. He got a special message for you." And you're like,
Yeah,
"Oh yeah, he did." And then they bet you that you can't swim, and I'm like, "I bet you I
yeah,
can." And then the fucking cutscene happens, and Henry ends up in the middle of the lake. He's like, "Oh shit, how the fuck? How the
yeah.
fuck did I end up over here?" He's like,
But
"What the fuck?"
back up to that, right? Right before you say that, you're like, "I bet I can just take all you guys on. I'll beat all your asses," right? And then he's like, I don't think you can do that. Like, I don't know. You're all
Yeah.
full
He's
of
like,
fucking
"Oh
armor. I'm over here in
yeah."
rags, right? I got a little fucking
Bro,
training
I,
sword.
I thought I could because I was wearing all my armor. I'm like, I bet I could beat all you motherfuckers. And they're like, I don't know about all that. You might put up a good fight though. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, whatever. Fuck you guys. And then they're like, I bet you can't swim. I bet you I can. They fucking switch to the
I thought I
middle
was
of the
gonna
lake.
yeah. I thought I was gonna drown. I really
Me
did.
too. I was like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, here goes Henry's dead. He's dead now. No fucker was able to swim across and got across just fine.
Yeah, that was good. Good stuff.
But
Definitely
yeah, that
enjoying
game
it.
is. I need to go back to that game, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, I need to get further in that game. So, but that being
Need to
said,
go
I
back.
need to jump out of here. It's getting later
All
on
right.
my end.
right, Mayo.
I'm gonna go to
Well,
bed and go to work here in a couple hours. So
all
you
right.
guys have a good rest of the show. I'll catch you
Peace
guys
out,
later.
Mayo. Catch
Jesus,
you
Peace
later,
out.
you want
man.
to play some GTA online? We get a
Hell
day.
yeah. I'll
We do
put
a
you on
private lobby and
tomorrow,
do some
maybe.
runs or something.
Hell yeah. Sounds cool, actually. We should do that.
Yeah, check it out and see what it's like a 2-player version. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.
Later, dude.
All right, later.
But yeah, Gunny, we were playing that, and yeah. So yeah. Anything else you've been playing?
But real quick, I did go with the Nexus mods. I know that they start. So I believe they start on this in a couple days here. There will be official mod support through the Steam app. I think that starts on Thursday.
Yeah, they're bringing some kind of barber thing where you can change the look of Henry and add in the mod support, which is like whatever. I already got the Nexus mods. I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah. Right. So now is there a barber already in the game? But then, or is there not? They're just adding it. I can't remember if there is one. There's a tailor, but not a barber that I saw.
Yeah, they're adding the barber, I think, but they're only adding them to certain cities like Gutenberg and some other city.
Yeah. But I have been using the Nexus mod sheets. So I downloaded those yesterday. I did do the more carry weight. I didn't go unlimited. So I think my carry weight is like 500. I think it might have been 300 before. So I didn't want to go too crazy on that. I got the easy alchemy for faster potions, even though you don't make those a whole hell of a lot in the game, but unless you know where every freaking like ingredients is. But yeah, the main one is just the savior schnapps to save the game. And then I did something with the skill lessons. I think that's only so basically when you go to the what's his face over there when you do the weapons training, Tomcat or whatever, like then it's only like like it just kind of cuts the cost in half. So, but there's only like 4 things that he teaches you anyway. I think that are at a price. So, and then I did do the NPC overhaul, which is like it just makes them look different, better. I don't know. So you can kind of look at the comparisons, but they do look a little bit different. And then the other one was the everyday objects mod, which I think you might have, Jesus, because that one it does make the grass look a lot greener. So that's what I get. Like it does kind of change a little bit. So yeah. So
Right.
yep. But other than that, it's just been like I went to the house this weekend, so I did a lot of Brotato, my favorite game on the Steam Deck, and played a lot of that. And that's really I did go back in again and try to get into what is it, Yakuza, like a dragon, the fucking pirate fucking game or whatever. And I've been playing the demo a little bit more, so I don't know how I feel about it, whether I want to pick that game up or not. So I'm just not really sure. But it's a pretty good demo. Like you could do a lot in like some things you could do like when you get to Honolulu, or you go to that fucking there's like a cave that you go to, and there's like some other activities within this like giant fucking cave, and you ride your fucking battleship into there. So but I don't know. I'm not sure. So can't decide if I want to buy that game or not. So the other game, Jesus, I think I mentioned I really want to purchase, but I'm just afraid to. I probably just want to buy it on Steam in case it is too damn difficult for me. But because the only real Souls-like game that I really liked was Elden Ring, but it's called the Black Myth Wukong. I think that was like a runner-up for Game of the Year, and a lot of those enemies look pretty fucking awesome, and I really want to get that game. So I should just buy it on Steam and then return it in 2 hours if there's no baby mode and I can't do it. So yeah, but that's it. That's all I've been playing. No Monster Hunter. What about you, Jesus?
I actually did play a little bit of Monster Hunter today, and using FSR 3, I'm actually be able to run the game at an okay frame rate. I get roughly anywhere between 30 to 60 to higher. So yeah, it's at least it's a little playable with FSR 3 enabled. Still no patch for it for improving performance from Capcom. That's kind of shitty because it's a good game. It's fun, but it sucks that it runs so poorly on so many hardware, like so much hardware. It just runs so bad. It got me thinking I need to upgrade my PC or get a PS5 Pro to play games because what the fuck? But then I go and play Kingdom Come and I get pretty solid frame rates, and I'm like,
didn't they do that with they did that with the name's blanking on me now, the game that me and you both, I'm pretty sure you completed it too. Damn, now I can't think of it, Jesus. But isn't that their thing now where it's 30 on console and we'll get you to 60 on the PC, but
it's not capped at 60 on the PC. It's unlocked frame rate. You can unlock it. There's no cap. It's not like only 60 on PC. No, on PC you can have it unlocked and go up to like 200 if you can do it.
I was thinking of Dragon's Dogma 2. I think you played that on PC, right?
It's not capped. No, I played that on the PS5.
Okay.
But no, it's not capped on the PC. That's the thing. If they had it capped, it might be different, but it's not. And the performance is really bad. I just don't know what the fuck they're thinking. I know eventually it's going to get patched. I know it will because they will have to patch it eventually. I wonder when they're going to do it though, because usually developers that care about their fucking game, especially a game as big as this, that has 1 million players consistently on Steam, you'd figure that they would have a patch out, but I don't know.
Yeah. Now,
FSR 3 does the trick though.
so let me ask you with FSR 3. So was that something you had to add to the game or whatever? Like
No,
that
no,
was a
that's
part of it, right? It's an
no.
actual option.
It has support for everything. It has support for FSR, DLSS. It
Okay.
has support for everything. It has support for uh everything. Intel XeXS. It has all that shit.
Nice.
So it's all in there already. It's just you have to go and toggle it. Instead of DLSS, you use FSR. And so yeah, it runs pretty decent with FSR. Getting some weird like artifacting on my stream though. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm ultra wide or what the fuck is going on, but it's not perfect, but it's playable at least. I'll give it that. But yeah, like the player count on this game has dropped significantly from a week ago, man. So like a week ago was 1 million players playing online, and right now there's 318,000. So think
Wow.
about
That is a big
that.
drop.
Like
Yeah.
that is a huge drop compared to like a week ago. Like a million, their peak was 1,179,000, and now they're at 318,000. And in 24 hours, they were at 758,000. So say 758,000 is the new normal of players that they have. That means they lost like 400 something thousand players
Yeah.
in the
Right.
week.
And
That's
I
a
mean, and
big
you
loss
figure
of players.
this is supposed to be a what, like a 100-hour game? I mean, I don't know if
Longer,
that's
thousands of hours. You probably
yeah.
put thousands of hours in this game easily. Like it's like a grindy game. This game that has no end, Gunny. Like yes, there's a story you can finish, but it has no real end to it. You can keep grinding. It's like Destiny or whatever. Like you just keep getting new shit. You know, you keep grinding and grinding and grinding for better armor, better weapons, better armor, better weapons. You have to hunt
I mean, this
shit.
is like yeah, I mean, this is like a Pokemon for PC, right? Kind of. I don't know. Maybe I didn't describe that correctly, but
No, it's like a Destiny game where you grind for better armor and better weapons. That's what
yeah.
you do. You're just grinding for better gear sets, and you can even start a new hunter if you wanted and do it all over again. You know what I mean? Like it is pretty much Destiny, but instead of fighting aliens or whatever, you're fighting monsters and hunting monsters. That's literally what it is. Um, and yeah, so there's different weapons you can use and different equipment and stuff you can upgrade and unlock and whatever. Um, like I said, I really started really playing it today because I finally figured out FSR 3 and that was the best route to go. I hadn't had a chance to play it earlier this week, so I started playing today a little bit, did a few missions, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it and hunting more of the creatures. Because I enjoy that. I just enjoy going out there fighting some big ass monster and trying to chase it down and fucking it up and chasing it down and chopping its tail off and then chasing it down again and trying to kill it, and then like today was a pretty cool mission. I was fighting this big thing. It looked like a chicken T-Rex or something. It legit looked like a chicken. He had like a chicken face, but looked like a T-Rex. And then he started fighting like this bear tiger thing. It looked like a bear, but a tiger, but it was like the size of a building. And they started fighting each other because they ran into each other. So I was fighting both of them. And I'm like, this fucking bear, tiger, lion thing is chasing me, but I'm also fighting the chicken T-Rex. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is kind of crazy. I was going to do an SOS flare to get other players to help me, but I was like, no, I'm going to do this by myself. I'm going to figure it out by myself. So I kind of just grinded it out and fought it by myself. And yeah, I think I'm still in the tutorial phase because stuff is still unlocking for me, of course. Like that was like the first main mission or second one. So I'm still like in the tutorial phase where everything's kind of unlocking. I can do multiplayer lobbies, but I haven't. And I could do SOS layers and all that, but I still haven't done that. Obviously, the game is kind of walking me through like, hey, did you know you could talk to this guy and get like resources to make food? And now this guy talked to me and he's like, hey, before any hunt, you kind of want to make sure you eat a certain type of food that'll like give you a boost on whatever you're doing. Like if you need more stamina, if you need fire resistance, if you need fucking heat resistance for fire or like cold resistance, or whatever. Like this guy's like, I can teach you how to make certain food or whatever, So I'm gonna start playing that more. Definitely gonna start grinding it out. I think so. Yeah, I like the game. I just don't like the performance of it. That's the
Yeah.
problem, Gunny. It's not the game. It's not an issue with the game. The game is fine. It's a fun fucking game. I bet you if I was playing this on the PS5, I'd have no issue. But on the PC, it looks better than the PS5. And yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna definitely keep playing it.
Nice.
Besides that, though, watching people play that new Battlefield beta test thing that they're doing got me kind of hyped for Battlefield. So I re-downloaded Battlefield 2042 and Battlefield 4. I launched Battlefield 2042, started playing it, and kind of had a little bit of fun playing it. It wasn't like the greatest experience, but it was okay. Play a little bit of that, I guess. Besides all of that, though, what else did I play? I played that, and I don't know what else I played. I don't remember. I'm trying to think really hard. I don't know what else I played. Oh, on the PS5, I played Firefighter Simulator. Yeah.
Firefighter Simulator. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Firefighter Simulator. Gunny. It's on the PS5. It was a free game. It was in my library. It was like, you own this. I'm like, how the fuck? I'm like, when?
I thought you were a police simulator guy, not a fire simulator guy.
Yeah, well, now I'm a firefighter simulator guy. Listen, this is like too simmy for me, man. Like, you legit have to drive the fire truck to the fucking fire, which takes like 5 minutes because you're driving this heavy fire truck across the map with your sirens on. And then you jump out, you have to connect the hoses, you have to find the people in the house, you have to break windows, break doors, fight the fire, get people out. It's too simmy. I was like, I can't do this. I'm not. I like doing cop shit. I don't like doing firefighter shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched there was a stream I watched like over a year ago on one of those firefighter games simulators, and like it was fun to watch them do like a co-op, funny silliness, like you said, one was driving the truck, one had the ladder going up. That was kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know if I'd do that by myself though.
Yeah, it is a co-op game because it said invite up to 4 other players, and I was like, I did matchmaking for like a minute, and I'm like, ain't nobody playing this shit.
No, they're all playing Monster Hunter, man. Come on.
Yeah.
They might be on Destiny. I don't know.
So, yeah.
Playing that COD, but no COD this week. No Black Ops.
No COD, just Battlefield and Firefighter Simulator and that. And I did play some more of that News Tower game, and I was able to kind of beat the. I don't know if I beat the story, but it said you've completed what we have for the early access. And it said you can continue playing the game in like an endless mode where the game continues generating like stories for news. But they're like, you've kind of completed everything we have for the main game. It kind of gave me stats. It said, oh, you sold this much newspaper. This is what you did. This is what happened. This was your best-selling newspaper. Like, this was the top you ever sold. But I think I'm gonna replay that again because I think I think I figured out how to build the best tower that I could build, Gunny, and I'm gonna do it. I want to build like a 10-story building, not a 10-foot building, but like a 10-story building. I think that the last one that I had, that when I beat it, I had like 6 floors, maybe 7. I think I could do like 10 or 15 and like get it up there. Recently though, that game has announced that they're doing a patch where they're gonna add like Europe as like a thing where like you can send reporters to Europe and start covering like international stories, and so they're gonna do all that. And they also Norland has another patch coming out eventually where they're going to do so many changes. They released a new roadmap because they had an old roadmap, right? And they're like, hey guys, we know we haven't met all the things that we were going to try to meet on this old roadmap. So this is the new roadmap. And this is what we plan to do now through the summer. And this is what we're going to tell you guys what we're going to do right now. They're like, we know we're going to achieve what we planned, but this is the kind of like the new goals that we've set out to achieve for the next 6 months or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so they have quite a bit of stuff, too. They're going to have like military formations now for your soldiers. So when you send them into a battle, you can have certain formations. They're gonna add a new lord hall and new houses for the peasants, like different houses look. They're gonna have they're saying like they're gonna have what do you call that? So when you build a neighborhood of like houses, the bigger and more crowded your city gets, the more like agitated the people feel because they don't have a lot of space. So it's a lot of people close together. like in a big city, it makes him feel more agitated, like more angry, you know?
Or stress, yeah.
Yeah, more stressed out or whatever. So they're saying like that's gonna come into effect in the game. You can, of course, you have the bodyguard system now that's in place for the lords. That's gonna continue to be in effect. But they said now you can assign like with the new update that they want to do, they want to be able to like assign specific bodyguards to specific lords or whatever. So like it's kind of like a personal bodyguard to this lord or whatever. Um, so you have that. They're gonna have like all these other systems in place, new maps. You can redo the terrain, etc. So quite a big update that this game is going to get between now and the summer. Uh, I guess it's not one big update, but like little patches and different updates. And they said like you can try all this out. Like they have a beta. You can like so you could be in the beta of the game, or you could be in like the regular early access of the game. And they're like beta is kind of like a testing thing. They get the patches earlier. But these are the guys that are like kind of testing out like the bugs and what works and what doesn't on these betas. You know, like the game might not be stable, it might crash, it might do whatever, but you can test out the new shit before everyone else gets it or whatever. So there's that. But yes,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Norman.
Project Zomboid does that. They do the same thing.
So yeah, I'm happy for those guys. Glad that they're doing all that. And I actually did play another game, Gunny. I actually bought it this week. It's called Foundation, and this game just came out on like March 6th. And I want to say
another city
Foundation is like City Skylines, but in medieval times, and it's just like City Skylines, Gunny. So you have like sections of the map, and you paint like I want this to be a residential area. I want this to be a hunting area. I want this to be where the castle keep is. And I want this to be where the army hangs out, the barracks. I want this to be like where the shops are. And I kind of really like the game, dude. It's like a very chill game. It's like City Skylines, but in medieval times. And I think you're really gonna like this game, Gunny. I suggest you buy it and just try it out for 2 hours. And if you don't like it in 2 hours, refund it. But I think you're gonna like it. It's a $30 game, pretty cheap, and you're getting like the chillness of building a city, but without all the stress of like other shit. Like it's just chill, dude. You're just watching the city grow, and yeah, it's just things that come up and issues that come up, right? Like people are mad, they're not getting enough food. There's not enough food, so your city stops growing. You have to figure out how to get more food. You have to figure out how to get better food, not just like shitty. Like all you guys are eating is like whatever, like some shitty fucking food. I don't know, and then but now you built the wheat farm and then the fucking granary to make the wheat into flour. And then from the granary, you also built a bakery. So now you're actually baking bread for the people. And now you have a guy who hunts. And the guy who hunts could bring he goes and hunts the boars. And now you have a butcher that cuts up all the meat. And then you can sell that meat to be sold as better food. So there's stuff like that, right? It's kind of cool. I kind of really like it. I had a lot of fun playing that this week. It's a very chill game. I just had like some cool music playing in the background, Gunny. Like, I opened up Spotify or Apple. I have Apple Music, but I use Spotify because it just has different, better playlists.
Yeah, I like Spotify better too.
Even though I don't have Spotify Premium because I have Apple Music Premium, I whatever I listen to on Spotify is usually I'll have Spotify open playing, then I'll have Apple Music open, and whatever I like on Spotify, I'll like tab over real quick and I'll look up. I'll see like, oh, what the fuck is the name of this song? And I see it, and then I'll go over to the search bar on Apple Music and I type it in. I'm like, add to my library.
There you go. Yeah.
That's kind of what I've been doing. Sometimes I don't find some of the music that is on Spotify on Apple Music though, because Spotify seems to have like a lot of indie stuff too. And Apple Music doesn't have a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? It does have some, but not all of it. It has some, but not all the indie stuff.
Right.
Where Spotify just has.
They're pretty good with. Yeah. Like I know sometimes I do the premium once in a while. Like yesterday, I opened up and it's like, all right, do you want to do $11.99 for 3 months or whatever? This is special. I almost clicked on it, but it's like, all right, I already got enough subscriptions, and I do like the unlimited. It always works out for me, especially on Friday when I go to areas that are remote and I can just use like a, play offline music or whatever. Like it's just continuous, like it doesn't stop, right? I can just play it all the fucking time. So that's really nice. But no, like lately I'm like, you know what? You guys don't play enough ads. You really don't, because it just keeps me like I'm good with whatever playlist comes up, Like they're not too intrusive. So you got to make it more intrusive, Spotify, right? To get me to fucking start paying for the subscription again. I'm sorry. Yeah, I definitely like it a lot. I don't know, Apple, it just seems like it doesn't have a lot of playlists where, yeah, like Spotify's so much better on that.
It has
But
so many curated playlists. Yeah, Spotify is so much better. That's why I've thought about re-signing up for Spotify and canceling my Apple. But I have Apple because I have Apple TV and like I like shows on there, but I'm just thinking I'm gonna cancel the Apple one and go back to Spotify. Maybe, I don't know. It's just Apple is easy to pay for because it's just all bundled together. Like, hey, you get Apple Music, Apple TV, and whatever the fuck else for like $20 a month. I'm like,
Apple Arcade, right? It's another one.
yeah, whatever.
I don't think it's
Yeah,
worth it. It seems like it's more for kids. Like, I mean,
yeah,
we're talking age 5 to 12 here. I don't know, some of those games.
yeah. Those games aren't that great.
Yeah. Angry Birds Unlimited, number 2, whatever. It's like, okay, we already played that 10 years ago. I don't know. But I was gonna say I also bought a game. I bought a game like probably over a month ago, Jesus. I finally just got around to playing it. But I remember playing it on when I had it on Xbox, and it might have been like a demo. I don't think I own it, and that's Devil May Cry 5. So it's, yeah, I'm just in the beginning of it. I just started it back again. Like I just started over because it said, "Do you want to go?" Like, it must have been like, I swear, Jesus, I don't know if it carried over from like a Capcom account or something. So, do you want to start in chapter 3? And I'm like, chapter 3? What the hell? Maybe I do own it on Xbox, and it must have been like a Capcom thing. So, yeah, maybe there was like a cloud save in there somehow. So I was like, no, I'm good. I'll just start over again. I didn't get too far in it. So, but yeah, I'm just just another fucking, hack and slash with a gun game. So, yeah, I'll play that. Not regularly, but I'll just, play that every so often. So, yeah, never really got into the series before that. Not even on Xbox 360 or PS3. So, yeah, kind of dabbled in them. I know what they are, but yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
But that's it.
All right, it's news time.
Beep beep.
Yeah.
News.
We got some Xbox hardware news. So a lot of things have been happening with the Xbox. We're talking about how Call of Duty next year is supposed to be developed for the new console and stuff is happening. Well, we're getting now leaks from, not leaks, but kind of some maybe sort of leaks from Jess Corden. He's the guy that works over at Windows Central. I think he's part of an Xbox podcast as well. But he talked about Microsoft Xbox console hardware sell-through has declined quarter over quarter for some time, but Xbox's addressable monthly active user base has been skyrocketing. So yeah, they've been getting a lot of new people on their Game Pass subscription. So, but they've also been getting more players playing their software by adding their software to the PS5, like Forza Horizon 5, etc. has been coming over to the PS5, right? But they still have a hardware department, and their hardware department is supposed to be hard at work. Okay. First up, Microsoft is working with the PC gaming OEM. So an OEM is what do you call those? Something manufacturer.
Right. I was thinking like I know what the OEM is. I did now.
Original equipment manufacturer.
That's it. Yeah.
For. So they're working with OEMs, apparently PC gaming OEMs. So think of like Razer, Lenovo, Asus, MSI, whatever. Like these companies that make
it's a partnership thing, yeah.
Dell, etc. that make gaming PCs, right? But they're working on an Xbox branded gaming handheld, and that's supposed to be released later this year if the plans are met. So that means that maybe we'll see it announced at E3 or around either E3 time in June when they do the showcase with the release date for later this year. Apparently the code name is Keenan, and this gaming handheld will look unmistakably like an Xbox, we're told, complete with an official Xbox guide button on it and Xbox assigned abilities such as the triggers, XYZBA, XYBA, yeah, RB, LB, all that bullshit, right? But this is supposed to be a partner device similar to the Lenovo SteamOS partnership with Valve. So they expect this to be more like a PC-oriented handheld. Keenan will definitely most likely run full Windows on it. So putting Microsoft Store and PC Game Pass front and center, alongside with the ability to install things like Steam, Epic Game Store, etc. on your device. This device will likely serve, at least in part, as a research experience for Microsoft. They expect the new handheld will test Windows 11 device-aware capabilities while reducing third-party OEM bloatware that are typical of devices like the Lenovo Legion Go and Asus ROG Ally. So there's that. But yeah. But also, they seem to be working on next-gen consoles as well for the Xbox that will be closer to Windows than ever before, reducing the amount of work developers have to commit to when porting the games over from the PC. So President Sarah Bond from Xbox previously announced a project team specifically designed to promote backwards and forwards compatibility for existing Xbox games, and to that end, Xbox lead Phil Spencer has teased in previous interviews a desire to support third-party storefronts on Xbox hardware too, including places like the Epic Game Store, Good Old Games, itch.io, and even Steam. And and then of course AI and all that bullshit, whatever, it's going to probably be included in this. But says here, Xbox's multi-device future revolves around meeting players exactly where they are, regardless of your device, geography, or playstyle. Their acquisition of Activision Blizzard accelerated this vision, anchoring Microsoft as a gaming company for the foreseeable future. Microsoft's slate of upcoming Xbox games is stronger than ever, and the possibilities for integrations between Game Pass, Battle.net, Cloud, and Microsoft's mobile games also offer tantalizing potential. So, pretty much this year, Microsoft's strategy has de-emphasized its own Xbox console audience as its main growth vector, however, which has put stressors on this brand. They argue that in previous editorials that Microsoft needs to bring their core audience along for the ride rather than leave them behind, and the hardware plans seem to be doing exactly that. By linking Windows to Xbox, Microsoft can cast off the need to build a system that is completely lockstep with PlayStation on features and power. Microsoft could potentially target a more powerful box, more in line with higher-end PCs, giving developers easier time to optimize their Windows PC versions specifically for the next-gen Xbox consoles. So there's that. But so there's a rumor of this handheld coming out later this year, but also from what I've heard is there's rumors of a PC-like console coming out sometime in 2027, Gunny, or 2026 next year. Probably 2027 though.
More likely, yeah.
But I hope 2026 because we need it. I think that we need to kill off this gen. It's like one of the worst generations ever.
I thought the Xbox One was the worst generation.
They got worse.
Yeah.
They did really bad the last two. But the next is supposed to be like a Steam box, kind of, where like it's supposed to be like a PC, but Xbox branded, but it's like a straight up like Windows PC that you hook up to your TV and it just works with games. And it's like a PC that can do like PC shit.
Well, okay. Let's break it down first, Jesus. Let's start with the handheld. So a lot of people don't know this, right? But if you
don't know what?
All right, if you just get like a Steam Deck, right? Let's just take the Steam Deck for example. Yeah. And it runs on Steam OS, which is basically Linux, right? But it's Steam OS. It doesn't have Windows, right? You can't play certain games you can't play, right? Because it doesn't have the anti-cheat stuff, but it does play a lot of games, but not a lot of AAA games because they either have to be certified, or at least in a playable state to play certain games, right? That's something a lot of people don't know, right? They just think, oh, I can just get a Steam Deck and just fucking play all the games that I want. Not necessarily, right? So, and as you know, Jesus, like, yeah, you would have to like go out of your way, take out your time to go, maybe a couple hours to install Windows to play fucking Halo, Call of Duty, and all these things. And there's other things you can install. Like, I'm just going to use the Steam Deck, but I'll get to the Xbox handheld thing in a second, Jesus, right? Because you've got another thing called Bazite, right? That's going to help Windows and Steam OS run better, right? You've got more Proton options like Proton GE, Decky, EmuDeck, FSR3. I think we're up to that now. Again, all those things I just mentioned, they're not on a Steam Deck, right? You have to like figure that stuff out on your own, right? But just what's out of the box, man, you might be playing a game at 40 FPS, like without some of the tricks and mods that that are available. So when I think about like this Xbox handheld, right? I do think it's going to be a really, really cool fucking device. It's going to sell a lot because I think Steam is definitely on board now with like natively putting their OS on other devices. So for example, like in that piece you just read where it's going to run Windows, right? You're going to be able to just go ahead and install and run Windows, whatever, the application or whatever. And I think a lot of that will be intuitive. So yeah, long as all that stuff's there, because again, I'll just go back to the Steam Deck. I can't install PC Game Pass on it. I mean, I probably could, but right, like that's another fucking YouTube, fucking Reddit video that I have to go through, right? But this one, right out of the box, playing all these things, the option and availability to download, Steam and Epic or whatever, and just play a lot of these games that are going to be certified, right? I think that's the key right there, right? So then whatever that next Xbox game is coming to this new handheld, boom, it's got to be, I'm sure it's going to be a certified game that's going to run well with its controls and stuff. So yeah, and fuck, even with that next box, I think that'll be a pretty good box to probably get, like, hey, it's almost like this like Steam hybrid thing. So, but I think they got to be really careful with it, Jesus, because when you're just like, what games are going to be playable, right, or available to you through that next Xbox console, right? You don't want to break it and then oh, this box doesn't work, these games are broken or whatever. So that's going to be a real issue, I think, or a real challenge for Microsoft to kind of navigate through. So, and I think just for both systems, right, coming up. So I can't wait. How are they going to do this? So yeah, that'll be a challenge, man. I think, right? So that'll be something.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out, right? I'm sure they're probably even biting their nails, but you know what I'm talking about, Jesus. Like I can't think of a game, for example, right now, but right, like it's got to be a play, at least in a playable state, right, for it to work on a fucking Steam Deck, right? To at least get you to like 38 frames a second, right? You got to make sure you have the right settings for it, right? Like, but yeah, I wonder how Microsoft's going to do that with like a partner like Lenovo or fucking Asus or whatever. Like, yeah, they're both going to have to be on top of that shit to make sure that next game, right, when it gets released or whatever, just thinking outside of like Xbox's third party, on this device, right? Is it playable? Is it certified? Is it like everything working on it? Like, what kind of frames are we getting on that, right? Is it 26? Do we have to change settings? Right? Like, yeah, that's going to be the key right there. So, yeah, how much tweaking does the average player, right, who doesn't listen to these podcasts or watch these videos, right? Are they going to be like, what is this trash? Like, yeah, what do I got to change? I don't know. Do I got to go to Reddit? Like, yeah, that's going to be the question, right? So good luck to them, man. So hope it all works out. And hey, if it does, maybe I'll buy one, maybe I will buy this next handheld, or yeah, get my Steam library, my Xbox library, and Epic.
Yeah. All right. We'll see what happens with this hardware. I'm not excited. I don't really care. I got a Steam Deck, so yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have your game, fucking Xbox library on it, buddy.
I don't care.
Right? You can't run Windows. It can't run Call of Duty.
Xbox is dead, bro.
Hey, it looks like right. It does kind of seem like a desperate move, right? With the, Jesus, we talked about Xbox. You guys need a handheld. What was that, like 12 years ago? Me and you and many others in a Facebook group. Well, you need an Xbox hand, right? Here we are 12 years later, finally, Yeah, a little too late, I think, but yeah.
Anyways, moving on now. More news. Fans looking forward to the news about EA Motive's Iron Man game. I want to keep their eyes and ears peeled for the Game Developers Conference 2025 on March 20th or March 17th. I mean, fuck. Tony Stark's armored alter ego has always lent himself well to video games and Star Wars Squadrons, and the 2003 Death Stranding remake. Developer EA Motive announced that it was working on a third-person single-player Iron Man game in partnership with Marvel Games in the fall of 2022. Blah blah blah. Since then, they've been quiet at EA Motive about Iron Man, and there's a chance that they will finally reveal and talk more about Iron Man's game at GDC 25 in March 720 and on March 17th. Fuck, goddamn. All right. So yeah, they're giving a lecture on that day. So yeah, March
Cool.
17th.
Cool. I hope it's not another VR game, right? It's just going to be like a, not that I'm against VR, but it's like, come on, just make us a traditional fucking game. DC canceled Wonder Woman. I need a fucking superhero game, right? We got Spider-Man, but we also need Iron Man in there. We need all the men and the women. Bring it on, EA. So yeah, it's about a week from now. We'll find out. Could be a side scroller, Jesus. You excited?
All right, moving on now. Former PlayStation boss played company's first game on scrapped Nintendo console. Shuhei Yoshida, the former president of Sony Interactive Studios, was there from day one of the PlayStation, and in a new interview, the former executive shared a story how on his first day at PlayStation, he got the chance to play the company's first game on the infamous Nintendo PlayStation system. In a recent interview with MinMax, Yoshida, who left the company last month after 31 years, explained that when he was first brought on board the PS team in '93, Ken Kutagari, the father of PlayStation, showed him the first game the team had put together. But it wasn't made for the PlayStation console that you might have played in the 90s. Instead, it was developed for the failed Nintendo PlayStation, which was a proposed device that will let the SNES play CD games. The first thing they showed us was that Nintendo Sony PlayStation, like a working prototype, said Yoshida. And they also had an almost finished game on it, and I got to play the game on the system the day I joined. According to Yoshida, the game was a 2.5D or 3D space shooter-like thing, and they used the power of the CD to stream in assets to create something similar to the Sega CD style or CD title Slip or Silpede. Says here, sadly, Yoshida doesn't remember who developed it, suggesting that it might have been a team in the US or Japan. When asked if it's possible that this never-before-seen Nintendo PlayStation space shooter game still existed somewhere within Sony's archive, Yoshida seemed to think that it was. He says, I wouldn't be surprised if the game was saved. It was like on a CD, so yeah. There's that. I mean,
yeah, they probably had a couple.
Thing.
Yeah, I wonder how much those discs cost, right? They're probably sitting in somebody's desk or in a filing cabinet somewhere.
The janitor's closet.
Yeah. They're going for about $5,000 a piece now, yeah.
Think about it,
but you'd have to find that working console, right? Yeah, like that old
a prototype of it, because they were never really made.
Yeah.
They were fucking
Nintendo PlayStation, it's called, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They literally announced that, and like the very next day they were like, "Oh, we're done with the deal. We're not doing that no more." It's like, what the fuck?
His first day at work, he's all excited. Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck? They literally had a big announcement about this Nintendo PlayStation thing that was like we can play CD game. And then the next day they were like, no, fuck Sony. We're not making a deal with them no more.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys. Wow. Fucking dickheads. We're going with our own shit. We're using cartridges. Fuck your CDs.
Yeah. Look at Sony now, right? Yeah. Bitches.
Yeah, look at Sony now. Yeah. Exactly.
But I mean, I don't know. Nintendo's still rocking it good. Yeah.
Death Stranding 2 on the Beach has an official June release date locked in, and judging by the new trailer, a few nods to the Metal Gear Solid series that Hideo Kojima worked on during his tenure at Konami. During the new look at the game, a character by the name of Neil, played by Italian actor Luca Marinelli, was introduced. While his dark past with the Bridges organization was teased, it's the brief moment where Neil dons a bandana that had Metal Gear Solid fans pointing at their screens. As seen in the image above, Neil looks remarkably similar to Solid Snake once he dresses up for a fight. Back in 2020, in a 2020 Instagram post, Kojima mentioned that Marinelli would be the splitting image of Snake if he ever decided to wear the character's bandana. And it looks like the prediction has come true in this new trailer and the new game. What's also interesting is to note that the character is flanked by several soldiers, similar to how Death Stranding's antagonist Clifford Unger would surround himself with troops whenever he appeared in the game. That suggests that Neil has died and has become a post-death entity, someone who finds himself driven to complete his unfinished business and can journey to battlefield beaches. Another reference to Metal Gear Solid can be seen in the brief scene where Hartman takes control of the DHV Magellan submersible, fusing it with a gigantic entity from the tar to take on other titans. Yohei Shinkawa, who was the art director of 1998's Metal Gear Solid, also worked on Death Stranding 2, so it's not too surprising to see a few visual callbacks with the design of the Magellan. There's also a hint of Pacific Rim in the control interface here for Magellan Man, which is a nice allusion to the film's director and Dead Man's visual inspiration, Guillermo del Toro. Says here, Death Stranding 2 on the beach will launch for PS5 on June 26th, and anyone who purchased the Digital Deluxe or Collector's Edition can start playing the game 2 days early on June 24th. I'm fucking hyped. I don't know any of this shit. I don't know what the fuck, how these guys came up with these names or know these names. I don't know. All I know is I'm confused and I want to play this shit. All right? That's all I care. I don't even know. I don't even care about who is who. All I want to know about is BB fine. Did Norman name BB? I want to know that. Like in this sequel, like because BB is out of the pod now. Does he have a name like normal people have names? Or is he still just called BB?
Right, it could be Bobby.
No, that's stupid. Bobby's a stupid name. Give him like a, I don't know, what's a cool name? What's the most popular name for a boy right now? Most popular baby name in 2025.
Edison.
Look up the number one most popular name. For a boy, it's Liam.
Liam Neeson. Okay.
Liam. And Noah is number 2, or Oliver, or James, or Elijah, or Mattel, or Theodore,
those
or
are
Henry.
They're all British names you're calling off, eh?
Oh, yeah, mate. Or Kai is
Oliver.
Kai is a good name for both genders, apparently.
Kai.
I guess you can call a girl Kai and a guy Kai.
Yeah, I mean, my son is Kyle. We went with something super basic. KYLE, it's 4 letters, right? But I've met Kylies before as females. Kylies.
Kai. That's the number 1 unisex name. And Rowan is number 2. James is also a unisex name? I never knew that.
James?
You ever met a girl named James?
No.
I've never met a girl named James.
I don't think so.
Noah. I could see Noah maybe, but James? I've never heard of.
What about Chris? Chris is a unisex name, right?
Yeah, Chris is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of these are weird. Like they don't really seem like unisex names. I think this is a fake website. All right. I don't believe this website. Like I'm looking at some of these names, and they're not vibing with me, bro. We need some cool.
Yeah, you went with the British names, mate.
We need a cool name.
I'm surprised Henry is not there.
Liam is still number 1 on this fucking list. What the fuck, man? Give me some cool fucking names.
What about Travis?
Yeah, call him Travis.
Yeah.
Or Chad.
Yeah, Chad. Giga Chad.
Giga Chad. BB Chad, yeah. I don't fucking know, man. Give him a cool name, though, right? They can't fuck that up. Hopefully they give him a good name. Another news. Sony is experimenting with their AI-powered PlayStation characters. That's right. Sony is working on a prototype AI-powered version of at least one of its PlayStation game characters. An anonymous tipster has shared an internal video from Sony's PlayStation group that demonstrates an AI-powered version of Aloy from Horizon Forbidden West. That's right. This video was pulled from YouTube due to a copyright claim. But the video was narrated by Sharwin. I cannot pronounce that last name. It's Ragoberdajara. okay, which is a director of software engineering at Sony Interactive Entertainment, who works on video game tech, AI, computer vision, and face technology for Sony PlayStation Studios Advanced Technology Group. And as the video plays, Starwin demonstrates an AI-powered version of Alloy that can hold a conversation with you, Gunny, through your voice prompts during your gameplay. Alloy can also be seen responding to your queries with an AI-powered synthesized voice and facial movements, both in the demo setting and within the full Horizon Forbidden West game. So you could be in the game and you could be in like the just talking to the AI, like in a like I want to talk to the AI mode. But while you're playing the game, you can also talk to this AI and it'll answer you. So yeah, of course, the person who narrated the video, the director of software engineering, Starwin Ragolber Dalja, or whatever the fuck her name is, or his name is, makes it clear that this is just a property or a prototype that has been developed alongside Guerrilla Games to demonstrate this tech internally at Sony. The tech demo uses OpenAI's Whisper for speech to text and both GPT-4 and Llama 3 for conversations and decision making. Sony has their own internal emotional voice synthesis system that it uses for speech generation, according to them, and audio to face animation is powered by Sony's own Mockingbird tech. While the demo is seen right on the PC, Sony has also experimented with running parts of this tech directly on their PS5 consoles with little overhead, according to them. And yeah, so what do you think of this, Gunny? You like seeing this crazy tech of this Alloy being able to talk to you when you ask her questions, both in game and in a demo setting? So like they created an AI, it's an Alloy AI from the game Horizon. And apparently she can talk to you, Gunny. Whatever you ask her, she'll just respond naturally to your voice and your questions.
Yeah, I like this tech. I think it's pretty cool.
That'd be kind of crazy for like RPGs and shit, you know? Think about the first RPG that implements that. Like, okay, think if you're playing like a Fallout, right? And you know how Fallout usually, I want to say, not all the time, but most, or like Bethesda games, a lot of the times your character isn't narrated, right? You're just like a silent protagonist, right? You're just clicking on dialogue. But what if instead of clicking on dialogue, Gunny, the next RPG they make, they say, use your microphone and just answer whatever you think is the right answer at the time. Like, just answer the question how you would. And the AI is going to recognize your answer and the game will adjust based on your answer.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be like some next level RPG shit right there, Gunny? Like you have to make a tough choice, but there's no dialogue options. It's like, no, you have to use your own voice to talk to it. Like that's it. You use your own voice. There's no dialogue option, Gunny. There's no cheating your way out of this shit. You gotta fucking use your own voice, Gunny, and make up your own fucking decision on this.
Yeah, that would be awesome if you can do like, like if this character's asking you something and then you can be like, you know what, kiss my ass or whatever. Like just saying it even regular, like I use a little emphasis on it, but that's the whole idea behind AI too, right? Where it's gonna, your level of, your tone as well, where I can just be like, yeah, just kiss my ass. And then like that character can get really upset, right? Like, what do you mean? Why are you acting like that? That would be awesome. They could do something like that.
That'd be cool.
Or you could say like, I'm sorry, or whatever.
Like,
I apologize.
My bad. Oh, yeah, like, oh, my bad, dude. Oh, it's
Yeah.
fine. You're cool, dude. Like, don't worry about it. Like, that'd be kind of crazy. Like,
that would be, right? How they respond to that. Yeah.
Yeah, like an AI, like, just being like just talking to you in a game. That'd be fucking weird.
Right. I mean, think about that. Like remember Detroit Become Human, or like even in a situation where you're a police negotiator, hostage negotiator, or, somebody's trying to commit suicide or whatever. And then you're just trying to like talk them off the ledge or something, right? In some kind of AI situation.
And the AI can really play that out like it would, like a person would, like they could really like have a conversation with you, and everyone that plays that scenario might have a different outcome because of the way the AI is responding to each person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be nuts. Anyways, huge Battlefield 6 gameplay videos have inevitably leaked from this weekend's test. That's right, players are currently testing EA's new Battlefield, and the first of EA's Battlefield Lab testing sessions kicked off this last weekend. And despite users being sworn to secrecy, Gunny, a significant amount of game footage has already made its way online. EA is taking a more transparent approach to the development of the next Battlefield, following a significant community disappointment around the last installment, 2042. Initial Battlefield 6 tests will focus on the game's core pillars, like combat and destruction, and later transition to balance and feedback for weapons, vehicles, and gadgets, before moving on to maps, modes, and squad play. Players can now register for the chance to participate in these tests, with initial invites set to be distributed to a few thousand players in Europe and North America. Over time, they plan to open the testing to other territories and tens of thousands of more users. 4 internal EA studios, which the publisher collectively refers to as Battlefield Studios, are building a connected universe set in the modern day, Gunny. So, DICE, the main Battlefield developer, is responsible for the multiplayer component of the game. Motive is working on the multiplayer maps, as well as the single-player mission content. Criterion is mainly focused on single-player, and Ripple Effect is creating a new experience for the series. Battlefield Labs is a place for us to test concepts and experiences we are excited about with you, our players, according to EA. We want your community to play a key role in the future of Battlefield, and this is an opportunity for many of you to do just that. This is an unprecedented moment for Battlefield, they added. We will start by testing the pillars of play, like core combat and destruction, then transition to balance and feedback of our weapons, vehicles, and gadgets, and ultimately leading to where all these pieces come together in our maps, modes, and squad play. And yes, we will be testing Conquest and Breakthrough, the heart and soul of our all-out warfare experience, but Battlefield Labs will also be a place to explore new ideas and fine-tune and improve Battlefield pillars, like our class system, to create a deeper, more strategic play. I'm hyped, dude. I did not get invited to this shit. I wish I did, but I didn't. And then it looks like a lot of console people got invited to this one. So a lot of the PS5ers and Xbox people got invited to this one.
Yeah, that's probably where they want to focus on first, right? Is consoles.
I'm assuming it wasn't for that. I'm thinking it's because it's harder to capture footage from a console. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit more different to stream or capture footage from a console. I think it's easier to track than a PC. I'm thinking that's why. But they knew the leaks were going to happen, right?
Oh,
This is
yeah,
like some
they knew.
strategic shit.
Yeah.
Battlefield, the EA knows this. They know people are going to leak this shit. They ain't fucking dumb. Like,
Right.
you're going to invite everyone to your beta. Someone's going to leak something, dude. You don't just invite if they really
a few
wanted
thousand
to.
people, right?
Yeah,
we're so shocked and surprised.
Hey, Gunny, we invited everyone and their grandma to sign up for this shit. We're surprised some people leaked our shit. No, you're not surprised some people leaked your shit. You invited everyone to sign up for this shit. Like, you knew it was bound to happen. If you really wanted to keep it a secret, you would invite 20 people.
Yeah, keep it internal. Yeah.
Yeah, you invite 20 people to your studio.
Have them sign NDAs.
Make him sign 5 NDAs and fucking their newborn child.
Right, leave their phone at home or in the car.
Yep. Yeah, leave their phone in their home or their car, and then have them play Battlefield. That's how you would do it secretly. But no, apparently they're doing this, open. They know people are gonna leak this shit, and it looks good. It looks like Battlefield 4 to me. It has great audio, the sound design sounds like old school Battlefield, big explosions, loud gunshots, loud explosions, fucking mortar rounds flying by your head. You hear the whistling of the fucking rounds flying by your head. The audio design looks dope. The destruction looks really cool. You can take down walls of buildings and big buildings. It looks like Battlefield 4, but more polished, right? Obviously.
Yeah, like more
Um,
modern. Yeah.
yeah, more modern, more like the maps look more dense, like looks like an actual like a city block, like more trees and shit around. But it looks good and I'm hyped for it. And um I'm excited to see what they do with this Battlefield. And I hope it comes out this year. I just they have to do you think that Battlefield should release next to Call of Duty or avoid Call of Duty? I don't know at this point. Like
I
do
don't
you
think it
release it?
matters. I really don't think it matters.
You
I'll be
think so?
honest with you.
You think they could just be like, "Oh fuck it, we're delaying it till next year and we'll release it in March." You think that's fine? Like March is a good time to release it. Like
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, right? Like
like
they always say like that quarter one is like a good way to sneak something in there. You know what I mean? Like it's like when they, say, "Oh, look at these holiday games. These are like their premiere, the spotlight of games," right? But like, come on, people don't just play games in fucking October and November, right? They play them all year round. So, and they'll probably have more money come February, March, that following holiday,
mm.
So, but yeah, probably not the same week as fucking Call of Duty, but hey, I don't know if you put it out a couple weeks difference. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I hope I get invited to the next one. Come on, man. I play a lot of Battlefield, guys. Invite me. Invite me.
I think this one will
Let's-
be really good, right? I think it'll be and the only thing that like was a fucking failure was just the launch, right? Like for the longest time, It's a good game now, but yeah, what really matters makes a difference is that
yeah.
launch. So I think they're really gonna I don't know about polish, but they'll definitely they got a good team in there. So working on this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for Battlefield. I really am so fucking hyped, dude. Like, fuck. I love Battlefield 4. I I can't wait to play more of this shit. Like, I want to play more of it. That's why I had to download 2042 again, because I wanted to play Battlefield so bad. So I guess I'll play this hobo shit.
Yeah.
I guess I have no choice but to play the hobo shit. Like, God, I'm looking at Battlefield, like it's hobo, dude. Battlefield 2042 is not that good of a game. I mean, it's a fun game, but it could have been so much better. They could have done so much with that game. They fucked it all up.
Yeah, and like you saw the numbers, right? You saw the numbers of the people that were going back to Battlefield 1, Battlefield
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
5 or whatever it was called, right? Battlefield 5. And I'm
yeah.
sure that even EA looked at that and went, "Damn, fuck. Our next
We
fucking
fucked
game,
up.
we fucked up.
We fucked up.
Our next game needs to fucking come out
Yeah,
with a punch."
if this next Battlefield flops, I
Yeah.
think that franchise is dead.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I
It better
really
fucking
do.
come out good.
They're gonna be like, "This is fucking dead. We got to bring back Medal of Honor because this shit is
Yeah.
fucking dead.
That'd
Like
be
we
crazy.
fucked it. This shit is ran to the ground. We fucked it up, guys. Bring back Medal of Honor. Bring back Medal of Honor is what we're doing next time around. Dice is now working on Medal of Honor."
Ooh. Hey, you know what was a good
Uh,
game, Jesus? I did mention it. I think we were talking about it. Was it Medal of Honor Airborne, right? Isn't that what it was the name of that actual game was?
I don't know.
Yeah,
The
that was a
old,
good
old
multiplayer
one.
game.
Yeah, there was
Speaking of
an
Medal of
old
Honor.
one.
But that
Uh,
other Medal of Honor that you and Mayo were talking about, or shit, we might have been talking about it on fucking Crafty's podcast, but it was like whatever. And I know it's funny. I swear I bought that, Jesus. I've got the disc, but I never played it. So
You know what? That's a good game. The Medal of Honor
yeah.
game. Problem is they shut down the server. Like the multiplayer was actually fun, but they shut all the servers down and like nobody was playing it at this point. But it
I
was a
don't know.
good
It was
game.
like 2018 or something. 2019 they made another one or something. But yeah.
No, it came out in 2010, dude.
Okay, you're thinking of like the original ones. Yeah.
No, the reboot. The
The
reboot
reboot was
came out.
2010. Jeez,
Yeah,
this is that long ago.
the
I'd
yeah,
have to pull it up. Yeah, I'd have
the
to pull
Medal
up
of
the
Honor
physical disc.
reboot, October 12th, 2010 was the release date on Steam.
Jeez.
And then the sequel to it, let's look up
I don't think I
Medal of
have it.
Honor.
Yeah, I don't have it with me here. It might be at my other place.
Medal of Honor. Well, I don't even have the second one on Steam. The
Yeah,
Warfighter
I don't know
came
if it had
out,
like another
and
name
then
to it.
Warfighter came out in 2012. Gunny, that was the sequel
Jeez,
to it.
that
Now,
war. Maybe that's Warfighter. The one that I purchased. Yeah.
and that came out in 2012, and it's done. Like the servers were shut down last year in
Yeah.
2023, or 2 years ago in 2023. Yeah.
Time flies, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Battlefield. I'll probably get this one, Jesus. I'm sure this one. If this one, I'm gonna wait until I see a lot of like previews, right? Because you get a lot of previews now, and it kind of gives you a good idea of what they're gonna score the game at. So, and I'm gonna predict it, Jesus. The next Battlefield is getting a 9. It's my prediction.
I think so too. I think it's gonna get a 10. I think it's gonna be like back to basics, man. We don't want stupid classes and operators and specialists. We
Yeah,
want
that was kind of
motherfucking
weird, right? They totally screwed that up.
with fucking abilities and shit. We want motherfucking medic, assault, engineer, and recon, and that's all we want. We want to equip sniper rifles when we're on recon. We want to equip rocket launchers when we're engineers. We want to equip the med pack when we're the medic and the fucking paddles.
Yep.
And I want to be able to fucking have a big machine gun when I'm the support class. You know, like that's what I want. I don't want no bullshit fucking stupid shit. Just let me be whatever and play. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
We need 4 medics on my team and keep fucking hitting the paddles, man. Just keep getting up. Somebody throw him some ammo.
yeah, throw some ammo. We need the guy that throws the ammo. We need the guy that's reviving, the guy that's shooting the tanks, and the guy that's sniping. That's all we need, man. 4 or 5 classes: recon, support, assault, medic, engineer.
Keep it simple. Yep.
5 classes, dude. That's all you need. And you need a squad of 4 people to 5 people, right? And that's it. A 5-person squad, 128 players per lobby. That's what, 64 on each side?
Yes.
Boom. You got it set. The game will be fucking a hit, dude.
Well, that's
With
128, isn't it? Yeah.
With jets and tanks on fucking both sides and fucking jeeps and fucking quads. What else? Yeah, we need dirt bikes. We need everything from Battlefield 4.
Yeah. Bring in some.
Helicopters.
Oh yeah, I remember the helicopters too. Those were cool.
Yeah.
New drones and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm all about it. Bring back the RC cars as well.
Anyways, we're done with news. I don't have anything else, Gunny. I think we're done with today's show.
Yeah.
It's been a long one. I'm going to play more Monster Hunter, though, tonight. I'm going to stay up all night playing it. And I'm going to play more Foundation, because that game is really good. Playing on it, you'll like Foundation. I know you like City Skylines. You will like Foundation.
I just put it back. I think I just put it back on the wish list as you talked about it. So, and you're right. It does have that like City Skyline look to it where
it is.
What is it when you paint? Paint your districts as well.
Yes.
Like I didn't do that too much in City Skylines, but
no, you don't have districts. You just paint like zones. Like this is residential. Okay. This is
that's
whatever.
City Skylines. Then,
yeah, that's all it is. And then you can also build like I don't know. You could build like armies. I don't know what for, but you can have like a military. You can have barracks. You can have because there's no enemies. I don't think I've ever been attacked by anyone. I'm sure there could be a patch that they add that in. But like, yeah, it's like super chill, man. Chill game.
Maybe it comes later, like in like how Manor Lords does their game. You don't get attacked right away, right? Until fucking some years later.
Yeah. All right, man. Where can we find you? I mean, where you
go find me. Go find me over on Epic, Xbox. Right, I'll be on the new handheld as well, and Steam under gamertag Gunny Chief.
You can find me on everything else. Jesus Walks a Lot. I'll be playing some more games this week, like Monster Hunter. And maybe The Last of Us 2. I need to get back into that. And I want to go maybe some GTA. There's a lot of games I want to play. Fuck, not enough time.
We're eating good this year. We're eating good.
Yeah. Find me on everything as Jesus Walks a Lot. And find Mayo on everything as The Mayo. And find us on our Discord. Join our Discord. Discord link is in the show notes. Find us, join us, be friends with us, and play with us. And tell your friends and family about this show. Rate and review us. Leave us comments on Spotify. Leave us reviews on Apple and all that good stuff. We're out of here. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll catch you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers podcast. What is next week, Gunny? What game's coming out?
What about Assassin's Creed Shadows? I didn't look to see.
What the fuck is that coming out?
I don't know. I bet didn't it get delayed or? Let me see. Let me Google that.
Isn't it?
Let me see Shadows, right? I don't know. I've been seeing it more, but I haven't kept up on.
Comes out the 20th.
March,
so
March 20th. Soon.
We won't. Next Thursday, so we won't be able to play it. So the pre-AC Shadow show. Yeah, find us then, ladies and gentlemen. Find us then, and I think we'll know if they talk about the Iron Man game at GDC. And if maybe even if Microsoft talks about their handheld there, who knows? Well, anyways, we're out of here. Find us on the next Horrible Gamers podcast and tell everyone about us. We love you. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. Bye.
Bye.